Welcome to the Bakagaijinshow. I'm your lovable rascal of a host, Siegfried, and with me, as always, is my inert co-host, Kevin Faulkner.
Inert, just like the balls. The balls, they are inert. That is the reference.
I don't get the reference. Sure. Oh. No.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, the balls are inert.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. That's one way of phrasing it.
You get it.
I get it, but I don't know if they ever actually said that.
Yeah, no, Piccolo said it in, like, the Boo Saga.
Oh. It's been a while.
Bruh, that was like a meme. Come on, man.
It's been a while since that was a meme.
It has been a hot minute since that was a meme. Also, did I just fucking snort? What the fuck?
Yeah. What is wrong with you, actually?
I don't know. God.
You're more pig than man now.
Oh, God. Don't get Duke Nukem over here. He'll shoot me.
Yeah. I was going to go for an Animal Farm joke. You went in the complete opposite direction, but that's fine.
Look, there was a Duke Nukem movie announced recently, so Duke Nukem is a little bit on my mind.
A little bit. All that and more later in the show, but now we have to introduce the return of an old friend to our magnificent third chair that is still cold, but not for the same reason, because it's not empty. It's just that there's now a robot sitting in it. It's our old friend Craig, everyone!
Hey, Craig, how you doing?
It is I, Craig, returned to you from the depths of space. I am so happy to have found you, my friends, once again.
Craig is going to be our guy in the chair. I mean, we're all in chairs. That's the point. What is a podcast? It's not a bunch of guys in chairs. But
exactly,
he's going to be our behind-the-scenes operator once again. You may remember Craig from our pre-post revival series of episodes. You know, where we kind of revived and then we died again.
Yeah, Craig was there for a little bit of time.
He was recording behind the scenes. You didn't hear him a whole lot, but he's back. We found him on our cosmic highway journey, on the road to infinity.
We found him on the cosmic curb.
You know, it's amazing what you find on the road to infinity. It's actually everything. Can you believe that? You find everything.
No, I can believe it. I can believe it.
That's logically sound. So Craig's going to be chiming in from here and there, with his own 2 cents, because he's a valued member of the Bakagaijin crew. He's like our he's like our scrap. I mean, what is a spacefaring crew without a scrappy droid? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Kevin, the time is upon us.
Yes, that time has come once again.
It is gaming time. It is the time of gamers.
It is the time of the gays, and it is the time of the gamers. You know, it really just goes together.
And the MERS. The underwater people, specifically.
Yes.
It's not E3 time, Kevin. It's time for not E3s.
It's not time for E3, it's time for the Summer Game Fest, baby!
We watched the Summer Games Fest.
Yeah. Oh, God. So, like, yeah, day one was kind of underwhelming overall. And a lot of that is just down to the fact that the way it normally works is that, you know, we got our typical first day of Summer Game Fest presentations. We got Summer Game Fest Showcase, we got Day of the Devs, and we got Devolver Digital. Which is, the normal first day that you can expect from this. Now, normally what happens is that typically Summer Game Fest and Devolver Digital are really, 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 really good, and then Day of the Devs is mid.
Sure.
It was kind of the inverse this year, because Devolver Digital was very short and didn't really have a whole lot to talk about, though there were some good reveals, and Summer Games Fest was just kind of mid, like just really underwhelming. But Day of the Devs brought the heat. It really did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so like Summer Games Fest, I'd give it like retroactively I'd give it like a C minus, you know. There were some cool things, I guess. But I had to think about it after the fact because I didn't remember them offhand. You know.
Yeah, like we got that really good gameplay sequence from the Callisto Protocol. You know, not Dead Space.
Sure.
A couple of updates on some other games. I think there was like one really good like straight up reveal that I don't like remember offhand, but like the main problem is that it either talked about stuff we already knew about, or it was just sucking off The Last of Us again. Which not to knock The Last of Us, it's not necessarily bad. It's just that has been king made so much by the gaming industry at large that at this point it's just like shut the fuck up about The Last of Us already. Not to mention that they're making a remake that is barely better looking than the remaster we already have on PS5 and PS4. So like, what's the fucking point? In some ways worse. So like, come on.
It's just, I don't even understand it because it's a lot of time and money to put into something where like even the HBO newcomers, if there are any, I mean, we don't even know, we have seen nothing but a few screenshots of the show itself. You know, I feel like any sensible person is going, well, there's a Last of Us and another Last of Us, and one of them's like $8, and the other's like $70. You know, I think I'm gonna get the $8 one. You know, like who's, you know.
Yeah, I just gonna throw it out there. Gonna be very real with you. I think most people would pick the $8 one over the $70 one. That is basically just the same thing, but looks slightly different. And probably doesn't run quite as well.
Not to mention Modern Warfare 2. Not to be confused with Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 2.
Oh my god, the Modern Warfare gameplay trailer was fucking ass. It was so bad. And then like,
so
and then like 15 minutes later, we got gameplay from Cuphead: Delicious Last Course, which was the opposite of the Modern Warfare gameplay.
Yeah.
Because like the Modern Warfare gameplay, basically, whoever was going through that was going through as slowly as possible so that you can see all of the super cinematic things that are happening around you, and you can see all of your squad mates doing
was
shit.
Was it being played by a TI-82?
It looked like it was being played by a TI-82, but yeah, fucking, it was not a good gameplay trailer. And then like 15 minutes later, we get gameplay from Cuphead, which is just like this expert no hit run of like a really tough boss.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to see that dichotomy.
The whiplash.
The whiplash, yeah. But yeah, like there's honestly not a whole lot to talk about regarding the Summer Game Fest presentation, like the main presentation, just because I appreciate Jeff Keighley trying to keep our expectations in check, but like I think even he undersold how kind of underwhelming this was.
Sure.
But I appreciate him being more realistic about it this time, rather than what he did for like Game Awards 2019, where it's like, we got so many cool reveals and so many great world premieres, and it's gonna be so cool, and it's gonna appeal to everyone, and like it just live service games, so many live service games.
Yeah, but the time to complain about Game Awards 2019 is past. That's ancient history.
It is. You know, we can be a little bit bitter about it, but ultimately it is in the past, 2.5 years in the past to be specific.
We're all gonna die.
Shut up. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, maybe you too.
Way to rub it in, Craig.
Craig, this is supposed to be a happy podcast.
We like to make the people think. But yeah, I mean, like even some of the stuff that was brand new, it didn't get a lot of. I wouldn't even say it didn't get a lot of time. It just there wasn't a lot of focus on it. Like they announced that Mars game with Troy Baker and Roger Clark.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
we saw so little of it, and we spent most of the time just seeing them on stage. And Troy Baker's talking about the fucking Last of Us half the time, so it's like, you know.
And Troy Baker having 2 different pairs of shoes and no socks.
We noticed that, Troy. We noticed that. Not only were you not wearing socks, but you changed shoes between appearances without putting on socks as well. Very strange. He's a strange man, that Troy Baker.
Sometimes I just don't get you, Troy.
What's the deal with Troy Baker?
What's the deal with Troy Baker? He's gonna be smig-bobbed.
You don't want to be smig-bobbed.
You don't want to be smig-bobbed, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Yep. So yeah. And like even now, I'm like, I know there were some other things that were cool about it, but I can't think about them offhand because it was just lost in a sea of murky blawness.
Yeah, and that's ultimately the issue. I ultimately gave that presentation a C- because like it did have a couple of good like highlights, but a lot of it was just boring or not interesting to me at all.
And then came Day of the Devs. Usually the most forgettable part of the thing we do. The thing they do. The thing that's done. But this year, not as much. It was mostly like cool, innovative, good-looking games and minimal Fifi garbage.
Yeah, normally you get a lot of what Zeke commonly refers to, and what I shall now from this point onward commonly refer to as Fifi games, which is basically just, you know, someone who flunked out of film school trying to make a game with as little game in it as possible, and it's mostly just about, you know, a general vibe or general themes without actually saying anything. Like, oh, this is about depression. Yeah. Okay, what are you saying about depression? Oh, nothing. It's just about depression. Like,
yeah. It's hard to explain, and they're so generic, I can't even think of any examples off the top of my head, but it's like, you know what, when you see it, it's like a default, it's like one of those default UE4 or Unity deals where it's like,
typically Unity.
Yeah, here's a quaint seaside town. Meet quirky characters. They all got issues. And they're going to tell you about a story that already happened because we don't have the budget to actually tell you a story. So we're going to tell you about a story that might have happened, you know, and we're going to vaguely allude to serious progressive themes, but we still want gamers to buy this shit. So we're not actually going to like explore it in any real capacity.
Yeah. And like,
it's like that kind of shit.
It's so non-committal to the ideas that it's presenting. And it just, And that's like the default, you know, indie game now. Like it's kind of overtaken the walking simulator because everyone's already recognized the walking simulator as old hat. So now we're just taking the basics of the walking simulator and we're trying to make it, you know, a little different, but not too different.
Yeah. There was that one game, I can't remember what it was called. It was basically just, it was all but screaming, man, being a black trans woman is so hard. But like, it's not.
I know the one you're talking about. I don't remember the name, but I remember. The
actual text is just so nothing. You know, it's like alluding to that, but like it can't bring itself to actually say that because it knows that won't sell. You know, that's what we're talking about. But that's not what was at Day of the Devs this year. This year was like cool things.
Yeah, we knew that we kind of knew off. Like, I was planning on just, sitting back, playing a game, and just, passively watching the presentation. And then they showed off a game called Time Flies, where the entire premise of the game is that you play as a fly, and you have a time, and you spawn into a different country, like the United States, one of the Arab countries, Canada or whatever the fuck, and you have a time limit to complete a list of tasks, your bucket list as a fly. And the time limit you have is based on the average length of a fly's lifespan in that country.
Yeah.
And, I don't know why, but me and Zeke were laughing our asses off at that.
There's something, hilariously depressing about it.
It's so comically morbid.
Yeah, and it's also just the guy presenting it who made it has such a dreary aesthetic in both himself and his living space that that's the guy that would make Time Flies.
Yeah, which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time,
yeah.
It is truly a microcosm of the human condition,
and that appeals to me. That appeals to me. Yeah, so that was the first thing they showed, and then they proceeded to show a lot of other cool, interesting things, like A Little to the Left.
I am surprised at how much I want to play A Little to the Left.
Yeah,
like A Little to the Left is, you said it the best. It's oddly satisfying, the game.
Yeah.
And occasionally a cat comes up to fuck your shit up. And, you have to, bap away the cat and just continue what you're doing. And, I don't know, that's just... It's just so quirky and kind of satisfying and,
Yeah.
I kind of dig it.
Yeah. Then Escape Academy, which is, one of those narrative puzzle games, but, all about escape rooms.
Yeah. That one looks really fun. I really want to play that.
Which is definitely an untapped thing. I don't think I've seen anything quite like that.
Not to the same degree, no.
Yeah. One that I really thought was interesting was Animal Well, that dark Metroidvania with the intense, doing some very out there things with pixel art that I find very visually pleasing.
Yeah, it has fucking water simulations and real-time lighting and shit. It looks so nice. Looks so cool.
Yeah. I really like things that push pixel art as an art form rather than just being a throwback.
It's
not that
pushing the art. It's pushing the
Yeah.
art rather than the aesthetic.
Not that there's anything wrong with throwbacks. I really like that stuff, but I love pixel art, so pushing pixel art, as a medium forward is also something I'm really interested in, But I also like the shit that Yacht Club does, where they try to constrain themselves to a lot of the technical limitations of what they're emulating, in terms of sprite sizes and color spectrums and stuff like that. That's an art in itself. I'm really looking forward to Mina the Hollower. I backed it, so
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, but Animal Well looked nice. There was the one with the shadows, where you're like
Skim.
a frog thing.
Skim.
Yeah, shim. And you're hopping from shadows to shadows. There's the other one about I remember it's called Naiad, but I remember thinking it was Lazy River the game.
Yeah. You were really ready to kind of. You were waiting for that moment where you could just say, I'm
it had vibes.
This,
It had Fifi vibes.
But it held in there, and it ended up doing some really cool shit. One of the pieces of gameplay that they didn't that they showed off, but they didn't really talk about a whole lot, was actually a scene that takes place during the night, where the night sky is reflected in the water, and like you drift alongside the constellations to connect them, and I thought that was so goddamn cool.
Yeah.
Fifi levels at 28%, mild infection.
Yeah. There was really only one true Fifi game there, and I don't remember the name of it, but like it was like the. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the one with all the one that kept showing all the Tumblr art on the wall.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, but that was like the only one. And then we were both impressed by, speaking of like pushing a retro visual medium forward, that Fox and Frog game.
Yes! Oh my god! Yes! It's like the perfect evolution of like old school PS1 games that have like 3D character models and pre-rendered backgrounds. Like it has a similar vibe to like the indoor areas of Ocarina of Time or Final Fantasy VII, where but like it has far more detailed artwork and far more detailed character art, and like there's a nice contrast between the character as well as the background. And just like it's got good vibes. It's got really nice vibes.
And that one didn't even have like a trajectory. It was just sort of like, here's an idea. It might be out eventually, but like it was cool to see.
One game I was not expecting, but thoroughly enjoyed myself was Choo Choo Charlie.
Right, I actually forgot to write that down. But yes, Choo Choo Charlie.
Hey, what if Slender, but it's Thomas the Tank Engine, but with spider legs and also a demon trying to kill you?
Yeah, it's like, now that I think about it, it was a really tonal departure from everything else at Day of the Devs.
But like that helped it to stick out more, because like I didn't forget Choo Choo Charlie after the presentation ended.
Actually, now I think about it, didn't Choo Choo Charlie come right after Time Flies? So
I think it did. Yeah.
Is there some kind of meta commentary there? Value your time on this earth, because Choo Choo Charlie's coming to kill you. So yeah, a lot of fun. This is like, this is the best. This is the best fucking Day of the Devs, and it was like the best thing we watched the other day.
Yeah, like I was thoroughly impressed.
And we got to see Tim Schafer wearing 2 party hats at the same time
and eating cake.
The cake eating was mostly off screen, but I appreciated it nonetheless. It's always good to see Tim.
Yeah, I ended up giving Day of the Devs an A-.
I forget. I think I gave it like a B, solid B.
Yeah, I can see that, but like I don't know, I really liked what I saw. So
yeah. And then there was the Devolver Digital Showcase, which was pretty good. We finally have a date. What? Go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, I think the only new games that were shown off were Angerfoot and the Plucky Squire.
No, there was also that skateboarding one.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Which looks neat, but like also, I don't really know what to think about it.
Yeah, my problem with that game is that, like, yeah, it's visually cool, but gameplay, it's just Skate or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater again, so...
It reminds me of that Vine with the guy who was wearing a shitload of mirrors on his suit. And we were like, man, he's gonna cause frame rate drops in real life with all those reflections. I miss Vine.
Vine was a good platform when it was around.
Praise the Lamb.
Call to the Lamb release date.
Not October.
Not October at all.
Yeah, no, I think it was like August 11th.
August 11th.
That's the one. That's the day.
Yeah.
The day of reckoning. I'm going to be a busy bee in August. Got Call to the Lamb. Got Saints Row. Got Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. It's gonna. I mean, that's right at the end. But yeah, it's gonna be a heap and heck of a chonker of a month is what that's gonna be.
And like, you've already played the game, but in August I'm gonna be playing Spider-Man.
Right. Yes. Oh.
And yeah, I'm very excited to play that.
Yeah. So it's nice to finally have a date for Cult of the Lamb, just 2 months away from today. I just want to run a cult so badly. You know, this has always been my lifelong ambition.
Yeah, yeah, you've expressed your desires to start a cult, and now you can live
Come all
that
ye
dream.
Gaijin faithful. Yeah, I can simulate what it's like to succeed in life. It's not the point of video games, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, I mean, you know, why do people play The Sims if not to have a stable job and finances,
or to just be God.
or to just be? No, that's black and white.
Nobody's playing black and white anymore.
Black and White 3, it'll happen any day now. Oh yeah, another thing that got announced was fucking Goat Simulator 3, which I didn't even know there was a Goat Simulator 2.
There wasn't. That's the joke.
Oh. Okay.
You fell for it. You absolute fool. They're doing a funny. That was at the Summer Games Fest, yeah. Then there was the Plucky Squire, which looks nice.
Yeah, the Plucky Squire looks interesting because, like, at first it looked like, oh, it's a little storybook, you know, platformer adventure thing, but then the Squire leaves the book and is free to roam the house, and I'm like, okay, you got me. It's a perspective shift, and I like that.
Yeah, and then there's like parts where he Mario Odyssey's in. He's doing like platforming on a mug and shit. It's neat.
Yeah, I fucking love that.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Pedestrian a little bit. That game with the signs. You know, you're like a dude, and you're traversing all the signs in the world. It was neat.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was also confirmed for Switch, and it's going to run like ass on Switch.
A lot of things run like ass on Switch, I'm going to be real with you. And oh, speaking of things running like ass on Switch, the reason why I didn't play Rune Factory 5 is because it runs like ass on Switch. And I was like, well, considering the history of Rune Factory 4 Special originally being a Switch exclusive, but then being ported to PC and PS4 later, I'm hoping the same thing happens with Rune Factory 5, and lo and behold, a DLC listing for Rune Factory 5 showed up on Steam, meaning it's happening, and it's actually happening next month, according to the release date listed. So
Leak alert. Leak alert.
it's a leak, but I am
Confirmed leak.
I'm excited. I'm finally gonna be able to play that. That'll be a nice little relaxing thing to work up to over July before I get to Spider-Man in August. So yeah, it looks good.
Spoilerman.
That's exactly correct. That's exactly correct.
Not the Spider-Man.
Yeah. So yeah, and then like obviously like the blanket skits around the Devolver presentation were great as always.
I fucking love Mecha Suda51.
Yeah.
Why did they get Suda51 of all people to do that? I'm not complaining, but why?
I don't know. It fits their vibe.
He do. I also feel like Suda's just the kind of person to be up to anything.
That's true. You think he'd be on the podcast?
Bro, we can ask him.
Yeah. It might be a little awkward since he doesn't speak English, but we'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
But yeah, so that was that. More events are happening. The future game show is actually starting in a little bit, but we're going to be recording during that.
Yeah.
Then tomorrow is the Xbox and Bethesda showcase, which is probably going to be the next big thing full of things and stuff. It's going to be 95 minutes long.
Golden Eye for PC. Give it to me.
Banjo 5.
5?
That's the thing about Banjo 5, Kevin. It's so good it skips over the other two.
Technically speaking, we did get Banjo 3 with nuts and bolts.
Okay, well, you have angered many people.
It's true! Stop denying reality! It happened! You can't pretend it didn't forever!
I can try my best.
You know what? That's totally fair. But I will be here to remind everybody that Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is technically Banjo 3.
Craig is against it and I'm made of nuts and bolts.
Exactly. See?
No, you're not. You're made of wires and transistors.
I'm made of a lot of things.
He's made of better stuff.
I thought you were made of sterner stuff.
He is a lover, not a fighter. I mean, really, he's more of a operator than a lover or a fighter.
Yeah.
The trifecta. It's like the class balance, whatever. So anyway, and then after that is the PC Gamer Show, but I'm probably going to be at work for that. Which sucks, because I think New Blood is doing their thing at the PC Gamer Show. All those boomers, goodness. I'll just have to read it on Twitter as it's happening.
No.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm in their Discord server. They'll probably ping everyone with every little thing they announce.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. So you'll see it on Discord instead of Twitter. Yay!
Yay! There's a lot of like smaller events that I'm not watching, but like I just keep an eye on Gematsu, honestly.
Yeah.
Go to Gematsu.com. Support Sal Romano. He does good work. It's it's a one-man operation, Gematsu. It's just Sal. It's just
the one dude, the one guy.
It's just Sal Gematsu, consolidating all of the news into one space.
The newsman.
What would we do without Sal Romano, honestly? Also, something else I forgot to mention. Last of Us Part 1's new cover art sucks.
See, we thought it was good up until we realized that they put, like...
Tiny Joel.
Itty bitty Joel right inside of...
her shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't look good.
It was good until there was tiny little Joel on her shoulder, and it looks fucking stupid. It looks like fucking... what's the,
Graphic design is my passion.
No, Small Soldiers, 1997. You know,
yeah.
The kid's got like the little Native American dude on the shoulder, like we remember the fireplace.
No, Native American. That's Indian in the Cupboard.
You're right. Yeah. No, there was like a vaguely like tribal guy in Small Soldiers.
Yeah, him. The Gorgonites.
The Gorgonites from the fireplace or whatever across the river. Yeah. And after that. I like Small Soldiers. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I fucking love Small Soldiers. Love that movie.
Small Soldiers is great. I want to watch Small Soldiers. Anyway, yeah, like it's like the shot of Ellie in like the sunlit like town is great, and then it's like a very ornate painting, and then there's just little tiny Joel. Can't forget Joel's there. It's right there. You see him? He's in the shoulder. It's right there. It's just so lazy and stupid. Way to fuck it up. Why couldn't they just like be back to back or something? Like you could have done a million things, but no, it's
could have done so many other things better than what you actually did.
No, instead we get Gorgonite Joel.
I am Joel, leader of the Gorgonites.
It's just silly. It's just fucking silly. It's fucking silly. This whole endeavor is silly, you know. I don't. Oh right, yeah.
I muted myself for that. God damn it! We're talking about Sonic Frontiers. Fuck.
You can talk about that if you want, I guess.
Sonic Frontiers looks good, and people are stupid about it. Like it's like the thing is, Frontiers is very clearly like the gameplay that we're seeing on like IGN or whatever the shit is like the gameplay we're seeing on IGN is clearly based off of an early build of the game that is not final and is very obviously going to be better when the game actually launches.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone on Twitter is being, like, really fucking stupid about really fucking minor nitpicky things, like, oh no, there's a lot of pop-in, or oh no, Sonic doesn't have, you know, perpetual momentum, or Sonic has perpetual momentum going up rails. Like, are you people stupid? Yeah. Are you people just fucking retarded? Because, like...
Going up rails is fun.
These are just such minor fucking bullshit nitpick. The worst one I saw was when the person was like, man, Sonic has, like... Sonic's momentum is perpetual when he goes up rails. I wish it was more like Sonic Adventure 2 where it sucked.
Sonic fandom. The final frontier.
I'm gonna be real with you. I like Sonic Adventure 2, and I will defend Sonic Adventure 2. But...
Sure.
The grinding in that game was ass! I always hated it. And the fact that there's somebody being like, man, I wish it was more like Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm like, no! No, it's not! No, don't do that. Do not do that. Literally every game after Sonic Adventure 2 improved the grinding. Stop being stupid. Stop being fucking retarded. Because I don't want grinding to be like Sonic Adventure 2, because it was way too hard to keep your balance. Because, like, they had a balance thing where you had to, like, you know, tilt the stick left and right to keep Sonic, you know, upright. And, like, it was, like...
The thing Uncharted 1 did with 6-axis, yeah.
Yeah, and it's, like, super fucking, like... It's... The way it operates in Sonic Adventure 2 is, like, super fucking... twitchy and, like, not at all accurate, so, like, it's impossible to keep your balance well and keep your speed going. So, like, you're eventually gonna fall off the rail.
Yeah.
But yeah, personally, from what I've seen, considering it is an early build of the game, and Sega had to tell people this instead of thinking that it was an obvious fucking thing, I think it looks promising. I think it's going to be good, and I think people are being really fucking dumb about it by getting pissy over a game whose gameplay demo is clearly from, like, late alpha.
Yeah.
Why do people want realistic physics from a cartoon hedgehog?
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. People are like, it's so unrealistic. It's like, it's Sonic the fucking Hedgehog! He goes through loops!
Mm-hmm. Loop to loop.
The terrain in Sonic games forms natural corkscrew loops. What do you want?
Yeah, there's just bounce pads everywhere and fucking, you know, the little things he runs on and then it lowers a gate or something, you know, like the...
Exactly. Fucking... You know...
Also, his quills are too long and also not long enough.
You know, the last 2 years...
One of these days they'll find the perfect quill length that pleases everyone.
You're funny. But, you know, Zeke, the last couple of years I have seen a glimpse at a better world where Sonic fans are not chewing each other out over incredibly minor things, and are happy and can be thankful for the things that they receive. And all it took was Sonic not having a new fucking game!
Mm-hmm.
Sonic fandom. The only winning move is not to play.
I hate it. I hate it here. I fucking hate it in this fandom. I hate it. I hate it. Anytime there's a new Sonic game, everyone's pissed about something different. If people aren't pissed about the games, if people aren't pissed about the games, it's people being pissed at people who are pissed about the games.
I'm pissed about people who are pissed about people who are pissed about the games. Everyone's pissed. We're all pissed.
So much urine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been gaming news as of recent. Also, last night on Charme Cry's server was movie night yet again.
Yeah, always while I'm at work because they hate me.
And well, in this case, you didn't miss much because we watched Dougal.
Like Dr. Dolittle?
No, Dougal.
Like Dr. Dolittle, the reboot with Robert Downey Jr.?
No, Dougal.
Oh. Is it like a dog poodle?
Yes, yeah, that one.
Oh. Right.
Dougal. Dougal is one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen.
Dougal on D's nuts.
Haha, got him. Dougal is a movie that oh god. Let me tell you a little bit of a story about Dougal because I have a light history with this film.
Oh boy, strap in.
Now, do you remember back in the between the early 2000s and the late 2000s when Netflix was primarily a DVDs by mail service? You remember that?
I remember it being in the late 2000s. I don't even think they started until 2007.
No, they started in 1999, actually.
I don't think they started until 2007.
Haha, funny. But yeah, no, in 2007, actually, me and my family had, Netflix, the DVD service, not the streaming service. That didn't come until a few years later. And we had a system where, since Netflix allowed you to rent 3 movies at a time, all 3 of us kids got 1 movie to rent at a time. So,
egalitarian of you.
Yeah. So, what the movie that Sama rented was Dougal.
Sure.
Now, I had rented something out. Like, I believe, I believe Ash had rented
The
Spy
Ant
Kids.
Bully.
No. I think one of us rented Spy Kids 3D, and I think I rented, like, an anime or something. So...
Fucking nerd.
What else do you expect from me?
Fair point, fair point.
So, we rented some movies, and one of them was Dougal. And I figured, okay, I guess we'll check out Dougal, since I saw the commercials for it all over the fucking place back when that movie came out. I got 30 minutes into that movie, and I had to walk out, because it was unbearably bad. I was 13 years old, and I was like, "This
you walk
is
out of your house?
fucking." I walked out of the room and just went to my bedroom and waited for the movie to end so I could watch what I wanted to watch afterwards.
Sure.
But Sama sat through the entire thing, and afterwards told me that I was correct in walking out of the room.
Yeah.
Because they were like, I regret finishing that movie. I should have just turned it off. And I'm like, no fucking shit. But, Dougal is a very, very bad movie. But the only saving grace of this movie wasn't even something that actually happened in the movie. Just because I was watching it on Discord in a group chat. And the best part of the movie was when somebody decided to play Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2 over the climax of the film, and that made it, like, 10% more tolerable, but, like, it was
Sonic Adventure 2
otherwise
grinding.
What?
Sonic Adventure 2 with the great grinding.
Look, man, that's like... Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You say that like that's a gotcha thing, when it's really just a thing that exists in the game. Like, it's one part of the game that doesn't work.
Yeah. Like, I take what you can get, man.
That said, Dougal's fucking garbage, and I was barely able to hang on throughout the entirety of the movie. I was so exhausted afterwards, I wanted to just go to bed.
Oh, boy. boy. Saberspark just uploaded What Ruined Bravest Warriors, a management disaster.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Oh no, what happened to Bravest Warriors?
It's like when a company has like a thing they're known for, and like it has a natural trajectory, but then like they can't like let it like end because like it's what they're known for.
Oh no. They kept it going past what the original creators wanted to. Oh no.
Something like that, yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, that makes me sad. Anyway.
Also,
Back to Dougal, I guess.
oh no, I'm done talking about Dougal. But what I shall talk about is something much better than Dougal, arguably on the other end of the quality spectrum from
Dougal Adventure 2.
So I have sadly decided to drop Wolfenstein: The New Order because it's just that game don't gel right. I'm gonna be real with you, it don't gel. It just don't gel. But what I have begun playing in its absence, I am making my first, surprisingly, completely blind playthrough of BioShock.
I'm so happy. There's a smile on my face.
Yeah, so, real talk, I don't know what happens in BioShock at all. I don't even know what the plot twist is. So, I am going to go through the game, and I'm going to not harvest little sisters, because that's the one thing I do know you don't do. And I'm going to... I'm going to make my way through BioShock, and I'm going to see what happens, see how it goes, and hopefully I'll have a good time. So far I am, because I got through the first area last night, and that game has such a good fucking opening. Because like it is a very immediate grab for like the player. Like you're on a plane, your plane crashes, you crash land in the ocean, and then you find Rapture and you're introduced to Rapture. And like it is very, very fast in how it like, gets you through the opening segments. It introduces you to everything you need to know about Rapture, what kind of place this is, who Andrew Ryan is, why he built this place. Like, it gives you an idea of his thoughts, his ideals, his, what kind of a person he was.
Yeah. And
spoiler! Like, Andrew Ryan sucks.
Yeah, and it's all like, it's all completely organic because it's meant to be like not an advert, but like like one of those, it's like when you get on the monorail, it's like, welcome to Walt Disney World. Here's, it's like back in it's like an in-universe like public like PSA almost. It's like,
is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow?
Yep. Admittedly, no, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor, is kind of a weird statement in current years. But I mean, like, when he said that, it was like 1958, so it's like...
Yeah, you understand back when it was made, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, that opening speech is amazing, and the cinematic shot opening and slowly descending into the city of Rapture is just incredibly cinematic for 2007. It was crazy.
It holds up remarkably well today. Like, it really does look and feel very, very modern, considering that it came out, like, at the beginning of the 7th generation of consoles. Because, again, this was 2007, and games were only just beginning to delve into this, like, highly cinematic style that was, like, very immersive. I believe this was the same year that Gears of War and Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out.
Gears of War was 2006, but yeah.
No, Gears of War was the same year.
No, it's 2006.
You sure? Because I remember. Because I would have sworn.
It was 2006.
Because like what I remember.
Craig, look that up. You can keep talking. Craig's just gonna look it up.
Okay, you're right.
You can keep talking.
But
yeah, you can take away Craig's fucking his thing.
Anyway,
his thing.
That said, opening a BioShock is so fucking good. It's so good at introducing everything to you. The balance between the gunplay and the plasmid system is really fun. I like the way that the plasmids diversify gameplay, and early on when you have like 3 plasmids but only like 2 slots, it really does encourage you to be like kind of picky and choosy between which plasmids you use. I go for the shock fire combo personally. But
telekinesis is really good though.
Telekinesis is fun. I did have some fun lobbing grenades back at the dentist.
Yeah, I love how that sequence is specifically set up to teach you organically that you can catch and fire grenades back.
Yeah, it's so fun. I fucking love it. But yeah, no. And Rapture's such a cool fucking setting. It's such an interesting setting with like just so much visual character and like clearly a story behind it that isn't being just force-fed you through dialogue. Like there's a lot of environmental storytelling in BioShock.
Yeah.
And you know how much I appreciate some good environmental storytelling.
Yeah. I like it's very early on. You're sneaking through, and there's the woman ranting and raving about her baby, and then you walk up to the baby carriage, and there's just a gun in there.
Yes! Oh my god, that fucking got me. I just looked inside that thing and saw like the fucking like revolver or whatever the fuck, and I'm like, lady, are you okay? Oh god, she's attacking me! Quick, grab the gun!
So good. It's so good. It's just like, as much as it ages graphically, it's like the art direction was so great that like it's always gonna hold up in that way.
Yeah, I'm playing the remastered version on PC, and like it definitely does look like a game from 2007, but like the art direction is so damn strong that like the rough around the edges elements of it, I don't really mind terribly much.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it looked like slightly worse than the original.
Yeah, it did. A little murkier. But the one thing that they couldn't really remaster is the sound quality. It's just like when you load up BioShock, it's very obviously a slightly lower bit rate than what you're used to today.
Yeah, it has kind of like a tinnier, more compressed sound to it, I noticed, and that's because it was originally released on Xbox and they had to fit everything onto a DVD.
Yeah. Well, it's also just like, sound quality was just, bitrate was just lower back then in general.
Yeah, very true. Like, we didn't really have linear PCM uncompressed audio streams or whatever the fuck, so everything had to be compressed down to a degree.
Yeah. To be fair, though, like, a lot of the dialogue in the game is delivered over the fucking, like, ham radios, so it actually works. It actually holds up a lot better than you'd think.
Yeah, it helps to kind of mask the lower quality audio, and it helps to give the game a better atmosphere.
Yeah. The atmosphere is the name of the game in BioShock. It's so... It's like, like, you can see why this became like a hit almost immediately, because like just the amount of work in the environment and the it's like, yeah, games transport you to another world, but like rarely do you feel this much like you're just in a completely different place,
Yeah, no, BioShock is incredibly good at that, and I'm gonna see this game through to the end. I'm gonna be playing it a lot over the next week.
Yeah, look forward to that. It's been a while for me. I kind of want to go through them again. I might. We'll see.
Yeah. So like, I actually have BioShock the collection on PC. So
yeah, I have the collection too. It's good.
Yeah, so I can just like go through all the games. I'm just gonna go through Bioshock 1, see how I like it,
Yeah.
and then go through Bioshock 2 at a later date, and then later Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
I'm impressed so far. First impressions, super fucking good.
Yep.
I can understand what I have been missing out on this entire time.
Yeah. There's some. Yeah, that's definitely like that's like Bioshock 1 and 2 are like definitely like they're classics for me, especially because like they were like I've played video games my whole life, but like I got really into gaming in the 7th gen.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
Bioshock and Bioshock 2 are like premier titles, like some of the best titles that I played. Even if those versions obviously run like shit, but you know, on PS3 and such. So like they hold a lot of fondness for me. Like that's I was like, I don't know. At the time, I was like, what? Oh, I've been like 15, I think. So yeah, pretty seminal for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on these video games.
Yeah.
Anything else you've been up to? Heathen.
No, that's basically it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just been vibing. I've just been chilling. More Far Cry 6. I kind of cleared the first, not the first, but like it's the Far Cry thing where like there's 3 like zones and sets of missions before you get to the final one, and like where the big boss is. So I cleared like the first major like zone and all those missions. Having fun with it. Just catching up on my podcast backlog, having a time. I've been reading more Danmachi, of course. I'm like a little over halfway through volume 8 now. Gotta catch up for that animes. I've also been watching the show I'm not allowed to talk about. So that's a thing that's also happening. But
you can say the name of it.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I have to. But if I whisper it lightly in Craig's ear, he can yell it out loud.
Oh, okay.
It's made in Abyss. Big whoop.
Woo!
Big Whoop is not actually part of the title. Craig added that of his own volition.
I know it's not part of the title.
Yeah. I watched episode 8 yesterday, and it's like, it's. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, Kevin. It's my show. I'm gonna talk about it. I don't feel like honestly, I don't feel like I can be on the Otaku Midnight about it, because I feel like I'm just gonna drag the mood down. Because my impression is that like it's fine. It's a show. I think episode 8 is actually a great example of the issues that crop up with it for me, because they build up this survival training like it's gonna matter, and then they just sort of like hang out and roast a fire, and they catch a hippo that wasn't really even directly impede. Like the whole thing starts off, and Ozen is like, "Now, Reg, don't use your super awesome death cannon because it knocks you out for 2 hours, and that you'll leave her completely vulnerable." And then at no point in this survival training does he even need to use it. Like, why is it even brought up if you're not going to pay it off? There's no point where like he needs to use it, and he's like, "No, I can't use it. I got to think of something else." Like, there's no like challenge there. It sets up this tension. Immediately resolves it.
Okay, the point of that is more so to just showcase that in utilizing his incinerator, there is a level of risk versus reward in that.
But then it's not followed through upon in the set piece that this idea is introduced in. Now, I understand you need to establish that, But like this is like just basic screenwriting to me, where it's like you set up a thing at the beginning of like a set piece, and then you pay it off in that set piece. But here they like set up tension, and then like it's gonna be a big deal. They have to survive on their own for 10 days in the Abyss Wilderness or whatever, and then like it's not even like a deal. Like it's just a montage, and then like the only like obstacle is that there's this hippo, and then in this montage they come up with a plan in 10 minutes, and then they just do the plan and it works. Like there's no like subterfuge where it's like they come up with a plan but then it doesn't work and they have to like think on their feet to do something else to like to make the to accomplish their objective. They just make a plan and it works.
One thing I will say is that it is worth pointing out that when the original manga was running, this is actually the point in like the early stretches of the manga where readership was actually kind of low, and
I wonder why.
And now Tsukishi's editor told him at around this point in the story, you got to move things along, you got to speed up the story a little bit, and you got to give the readers a good hook. So
like I understand where the editor's coming from, because like I feel like the series so far that I'm in, it keeps setting things up and then not delivering. Like the whole thing, I'm gonna assume it probably comes back at some point, but like the thing where like the instructor left a note like I'm coming for you, and then like they just go to the next level, like it's not even like it doesn't get paid off at all. It's like I'm sure that probably comes back eventually, but it's another instance of like we're gonna set up a hook for like this episode or like this pair of episodes or whatever, and then we're not gonna follow through on it. We're just gonna go to the next thing.
Yeah, I will admit, I still love Made in Abyss, but I will admit, early episodes can be a little slow and a little plotting at points. I will. You say that.
Early episodes, but I'm like 2/3 in the way in the season.
Well, I'm also counting the movie.
Sure, but
and season 2 coming up.
Sure, but it's like, yeah, it's like, and now some people might be like, Zeke, you're comparing this against like the hype. You're not judging the show on its own merits. You're judging it based on your expectations of the past fucking 5 years of the post Made in Abyss world. And you know what? Yeah, I am, but I can't help that. When something's been lauded to me for 5 years, and I check it out and I'm just like not super impressed. Like, I don't know, if I can be positive for a sec, like it's kind of atmospheric, it's kind of creative at times, but like I'm not super impressed, and a lot of that has to do with like setting up these tensions and then just kind of letting them pass. And again, like when Ozen starts beating the shit out of them, but then like later it's like, oh no, it's just fine. It's just a test. It's fine. It's like it's just another instance, especially because like I keep waiting.
Okay. The thing with Ozen was really just her trying to prove a point that further down the abyss that they go, the people that they meet are not going to be so accommodating.
Yeah, I'm not stupid. I get that. I get the point. But like that's what I'm saying is that like they'll set up tension and then they'll dissolve that tension and then they'll retroactively explain why it was okay that we dissolved that tension. And it's like every individual explanation is plausible enough where you're like, okay, yeah, I see what you're going for there. But like when it just keeps happening, like you just don't have any tension anymore. And every time something tense happens, I'm just expecting it to be dissolved and then explained away with an explanation.
Ozen was setting something up there, and that's going to be paid off later.
I understand that, but it's not the only instance where that happens. And when it keeps happening, suddenly my expectation becomes when tension is going to rise, it's going to be dissolved, and they're going to explain it away somehow. So I become disinvested because I know, or at least I think I know. I'm sure at one point it might stick, but like, that's the thing. Like, for me, you only get so many opportunities to do that thing where you like sort of nope out of the danger, where you like when you reverse course and dissolve the tension you set up. You can do that for these justifiable reasons. That's not a problem. But I think you only get so many chances at that before you're just like actively disengaging your audience.
Well, I will say one thing. That problem that you specified, Tsukushi stops doing that straight up. And you're quickly encroaching upon the point where he does.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, like, I can only comment on what I've seen.
I'm not going to give you the exact episode number where it happens, but you'll know it when you see it. You can't fucking miss it.
Sure. And
Consequences happen.
Sure. And, like, I assume they do, given the reputation it has, but, like, I just feel like it's a bad... It's leaving a meh impression on me when, like, it's constantly dissolving its own tension like this. Especially just given the reputation it has for being so dark, I suppose. But, like, so far, I'm just like... I mean, not really. I mean, like... And the other thing is that, like, in this sort of weird genre of, like, you know, surprisingly real, you know, kids adventuring through surprisingly, like, realistic settings, like, it just doesn't impress me in the same way that it feels like a lesser version of things I've seen, you know? You know, when I think of, like, you know, certain arcs of, like, Hunter x Hunter, or, like, the first and only good arc of Promised Neverland, or fucking Shadow's House. Like, this has, like, Shadow's House vibes, but I feel like Shadow's House does this sort of thing, this sort of, like, oppressive environment with children a lot better.
I'm gonna have to strongly disagree.
Even if you've never even seen Shadow's House, how the fuck are you gonna disagree with me?
I'm just saying, Main Abyss is still really good, and you're getting to a point where it does improve.
Sure. Okay, sure. But I feel like by fucking 8 episodes in, I should feel something. And at this point, I'm just like, no, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I don't know. I guess when I was watching it, I really did enjoy the atmosphere a lot more. I really did enjoy the music, the characters, the vibes. And I did find the world of the Abyss very interesting. I think that's what kept me going through those early episodes, despite the drag that there was.
Yeah, I'm sure there's great mystery and whatever. I'll say this about the music as well. I usually really enjoy... Was it Perkin or Penkin? I always get them mixed up.
Penkin. Kevin Penkin.
Sure, Kevin Perkins. I usually enjoy his music. I don't really enjoy his music here. Not that it's bad on its own. I feel like it's weirdly placed and mixed. Like,
really?
I feel like the sound...
Now?
Yeah, I just feel like the music is, like, tonally dissonant in places. And I never got that with, like, Shield Hero or Tower of God, or the other things he's composed for. With this one, I just feel like there's like it's like the music's trying to stand out too much in certain scenes. It's not like it doesn't I'm not saying every scene, obviously. Like, there's scenes where it works, you know. But this is like the one time where I've like ever had an issue with like a Kevin Penkin score, where like I feel like it's trying too hard to get my attention, and it just kind of comes across as tonally dissonant. I couldn't really point out a specific scene out of memory where that happens, but I just remember while I was watching several times, I'm like, man, this music is weird and distracting.
That is interesting, huh? I can say I've never heard anybody have this opinion about Made in Abyss.
I'm becoming more like Adam by the second. The soundtrack choices were weird.
Hi, I just saw Made in Abyss, and it was okay.
And I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, like...
It's closer to a 7 than a 5.
You tried to... Like, you tried to, do that with, like, one of the presentations that we were watching, and you said it was, like, the Made in Abyss of whatever the fuck, and I just straight up told you to shut the fuck up.
It was a topically relevant joke.
Yeah, but, like... You're not done, dude.
I guess not. But I don't know, man. I just feel like I feel like you're just saying this because it's this show. If it was any other show and I was 8 episodes in a 13-episode season and I was this unimpressed, like, I don't care how good the last 5 episodes.
I get why you're unimpressed. I get it.
Yeah, I just feel like what am I saying? It's like I'm not gonna like. I don't care how good the next 5 episodes are. I'm not going to forget the. I'm being a little more negative than I mean to, but like I'm not gonna forget the.
You sound very negative.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't look. It's like I don't actively hate it. You know, I don't actively hate what I'm seeing. You know, like I'm passively enjoying it. But it's like
okay. You know, that kind of gets that kind of gets the whole thing across a little bit better.
Yeah,
because up until this point, it sounded like you fucking hate it.
No, it's like I've watched a lot of anime. You know, I know what being There are definitely moments where I've been actively disinterested. I wouldn't say I hate it. It's just I'm just actively disinterested. But like moment to moment, I'm just like it's fine. You know, I just after so long of hearing such praise for it, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I expected to get it a bit quicker than this. You know.
Yeah, that's fair.
What was I gonna say? And I have issues with what's been presented to me so far that I don't feel can just be scrubbed away by later material. Like I think this constant tension, dissolution. I think some of the exposition, or rather the lead-in to expositions, are sometimes just clunky, just from a writer's perspective. I'm just like, I would not have jumped into that so quickly. You know, and I just don't... I find the world and characters good enough, you know? I'm not like... But, like, I'm not, like, super invested, and I'm not, like, super interested, you know? Because I feel like... I'm trying to communicate my thoughts here. I feel like the show is selling me on the promise of future interesting things, but like in the moment, I don't think it does a great job of hooking you with an interesting thing. I think it's very good at setting up the atmosphere and setting up just enough hints that like maybe there will be an interesting thing in the future, but like it doesn't actually hook you with that, you know. Unlike something like I think Pandora Hearts is a great example of like another thing with like a very like a sprawling ephemeral mystery plot, but like it seeds enough hooks early on that like it has your attention. This one's just sort of like it's a little too basic, I think, at the outset, and I think that might be part of the subversion. But so far, it hasn't subverted itself hard enough for me to really get that.
Yeah, I understand that, honestly. Like, again, early on in the original manga serialization, this is where readership was at its lowest, and Tsukushi was straight up again. Hold on.
Yeah, but you're okay, but you're using that as like an excuse. But like, there's a reason it was at its lowest. Yes, you are. There's a reason it was at its lowest, and it's because of all the shit I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'm saying you're right.
Yeah,
I'm saying you're right.
You're using that. Yeah.
And Tsukushi realized that, and he changed his direction, because what he was originally trying to do was he actually was trying to, you know, make the story kind of a slow descent into the abyss, trying to like slowly introduce, you know, lore elements, characters,
slow
concepts.
Slow isn't the problem. It's not the pace. It's the dissolution of tension, and it's the lack of like interesting hooks. Like I think like the most interesting hook so far has been the fact that Rico is like a walking corpse or whatever.
Yeah, see, that's interesting, and that does actually have a lot of cool implications going forward.
That's interesting, yes, but it was like a 5-minute scene in like 7 episodes in. It's like, oh, finally, a thing. It's interesting.
Yeah, but anyway, my point was that I think what was happening with Tsukushi, the way he was writing it, is he didn't want to, like, you know, he didn't want to jump too far forward in the story, and he didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to, open the box too early.
Yeah, I don't think he had to, though. You just have to put something interesting at the start.
Yeah, and it reminds me of how there's an earlier chapter of Berserk that was actually taken out of the volumes and was completely rewritten because Kentaro Miura didn't like the fact that he had given away too much of the story too early. So he decided to just shove that back in a box and kind of like try it again in like the collected volume release.
That's interesting. I didn't know that about Berserk. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's one chapter that was only printed one time that gave away a little bit too much of the story a little too early, and Miura realized that and rewrote it. But
I always think you know me, web novelist.
Yeah.
I have always imagined a scenario where I have to do that. It has yet to come up, but I'm always intrigued if I'm ever going to reach that point where I'm like, no, that's too much. I gotta retcon that chapter out of existence. That's a scenario I've actually thought about a lot, like because what I do is so freeform and so like, post by post that like, like I could just go back and change shit if I wanted to. I usually don't. I feel like I do a good enough job at like plotting things out that I just kind of stick with what I've written and just kind of go from there. Even if I later come to regret something or I feel like there's like a mistake, I don't go out of my way to go like fix that. Because usually it's good enough. I'm just like, okay, I'll just work with what I did. But I always feel like I might get to that point at some point where I'm like, no, I have to put out a revision, a retraction. I haven't printed a retraction in 20 years.
But yeah, no. The point I'm trying to make here is that I think Tsukushi was trying to avoid the thing that probably happened with Miura, where he like presented too much too fast, and instead Tsukushi ended up kind of running into the opposite problem where he pulled back too often, and that kind of lost a lot of readers early on.
Yeah.
Which resulted in his editor being like, dude, hit the gas, please. Which he does, and he does so in very good fashion.
Sure. I guess I just don't like how you're...
Yeah, I know.
I don't like how you're framing this argument as if, like... Because it's being framed in such a way, and I get it, but, like, it's being framed in such a way that, like, there were these predetermined points, and, like, he just didn't want to reach them fast enough. I'm like, yeah, but he's the god of his own story. He could just, like, put something early... Like, there's something about the chronology of what you're saying that bothers me, but I get it.
Yeah, no. I think I think you understand what I'm saying. It's just that you're not quite into how I'm saying it.
Yeah, it's like there's cities along a road, and you're like, well, he had to hit the gas to get faster to that point. But I'm like, yeah, but he's God. He can just pick up the thing he wants and move it earlier.
Well, that is what he did eventually.
No, you're
but
saying
anyway, as I said, I do understand your disappointment with early Made in Abyss, and I will admit, the first 8 episodes or so are like not as good as like the last third of the first season. But I will say, the final arc of season 1 and the entirety of Dawn of the Deep Soul are fucking A+ storytelling, in my opinion. Like, up to that point, it was kind of like a B grade, like kind of all the way through up to that point. But I will say that it does hit a really high point, and it does keep that going, moving forward. So you're about to get to the point where I think a lot of people kind of forget a lot of the early struggles Made in Abyss had in its storytelling, and where people realized, oh shit, this is actually kind of awesome. So like you're basically to that point now. So
Craig has been quiet. Craig has no opinions to offer. But Craig just wanted to let you know that Craig is still here.
I'm glad you're still here, Craig. Thank you for being here for us. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, anything else you've been doing aside from watching Made in Abyss?
Let me think. No, I'm just like I'm just doing stuff. I kind of want to get through. I don't know if I'll get through Far Cry 6 because I'm playing two kind of longish games at the moment. I feel like before Nirvana Initiative comes out, I feel like I have to at least get through either Far Cry 6 or Demon Souls. Not sure I'm going to do. I want to get through something. But yeah, it's just been steady progress through games, with podcasts and stuff, or that, or I'm reading, or I need to write more. I haven't been writing as much lately. I've got like a half-ish of the next Killer Connect sequence done, but I need to
nice.
take more time. I've been thinking about time optimization. You know, CPG Grey once said, the thing people don't think about when they say I need to make more time for X is that when you say you need to make more time for something, that also means you have to say, well, I'm going to make less time for something else.
Yeah.
That's how time works.
You can't do everything all at once.
Yeah. You can't just keep stacking shit. Figure out where you're going to take time away. And I feel like my writing life is a little imbalanced at the moment, and I need to make more time for that somehow. Because I want to pick up the pace on that. But yeah, otherwise, no, I haven't really been doing a whole lot. It's just been living my life. Still need to buy a shelf.
Yeah, you've been saying that for fucking weeks now.
Well, it's just because there's like fucking 6 people here that all have their own jobs and shit, and one of the vehicles is out of commit. It's just hard to go to Goodwill.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. But, yeah, it is what it is.
That's going to do it for this segment.
I think Craig is right.
Well, before we leave this segment, there is a tweet that I just found that is very funny. We just saw a car that had both a Blue Lives Matter and we just saw a car that had both a Blue Lives Matter and a rainbow flag, and my brother said there's both Pride and Prejudice on the back of that car.
That's funny. That's a funny note to leave off on. We'll catch you in the next segment of the Baka Gaijin show. Hey, welcome back to the Baka Gaijin show.
Hello.
With me, you, and Craig. We're taking on the world, baby.
Yeah.
The boys are back in town.
You know the song.
Literally, they're airing like season 3 now.
They are.
Wop wop.
Yeah. I saw the honest trailer for The Boys, and now I'm actually quite interested.
But it's only exclusively available on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah, that's like the one downside. Might be able to leech off of somebody else's Amazon Prime, who knows?
Yeah.
It's time for the Reddit dive. I am excited.
No one is more excited than us, Craig, for the Reddit dive.
I am!
Not scientifically possible!
But yes, excited for the Reddit dive. Let's go. This is my favorite part of every week. It is always so good.
Indeedums. Let's start with, am I the asshole for getting upset and telling my dad his girlfriend didn't buy me a Starbucks drink?
What the fuck?
Am I the asshole for getting upset and telling my dad his girlfriend didn't buy me a Starbucks drink? I, 17 female, have been living with my dad, 45 male, and his girlfriend of 2 years, 33 female. Nice. And her daughter, 13 female. Oh, for a couple of months now, while my mom, 40 female. I love all the details. There's so many details.
See, this person, they understand. They know how you're supposed to write a Reddit ita.
Is visiting my sick grandfather. What? How old is he? What's his gender?
You ruined it.
You had such a you had such a good thing going.
Ruined.
Visiting my sick grandfather in Sweden. I've only ever stayed at my dad's on weekends, so it's getting hard getting used to living with his girlfriend and her kid full time. The kid is super whiny and pretty spoiled because girlfriend dotes on her, so I usually just stay in my room. Today, by the way, every time I say girlfriend, they write GF. I just want you to know that.
Okay.
Today, girlfriend was taking her daughter on a special outing because she passed a math test, and my dad suggested I go with them for a girls' day out. I wanted to say no, but I knew that he wanted me to get to know his girlfriend and girlfriend's daughter better, so I agreed. He gave girlfriend $300 to spend on the outing. We spent the day going in and out of stores girlfriend's daughter liked in the mall complex. The girlfriend ended up buying her a shit ton of clothes, makeup, and other stuff I don't remember. On our way back home, girlfriend stopped at the Starbucks because daughter wanted a drink and some cake pops. You know, that they have at Starbucks.
I do like a good cake pop.
Yeah. Man, we probably didn't invent it, but that feels like such a uniquely American thing. Hey, what if we had cake on a stick?
What we gonna call it?
Cake on a stick. Sucker pie. It's like a freezy pop, but like a cake. We'll call them cake pops.
There you go. That's something you can market.
We're gonna sell them at the Starbucks for some reason. Because there's not enough sugar at Starbucks.
You go in. You get your coffee, but then you see the cake pop.
You gotta get your.
I'll have one.
I'll treat myself. I mean, you gotta get your triple cream, caramel macchiato, frappuccino, coffinito, other types of coffee, and it's really more like a milkshake with some coffee splashed in. And you're thinking, man, my sugar levels are still somehow pretty low. I need a cake pop. Maybe I'll get 2 cake pops. I don't know. I'm a red-blooded American, and I'm gonna dunk the cake pop into my coffee, and it's gonna be one heckin' hell of a time. I'll tell you what. None of that was in the post. We made that up.
Yeah, I like to think that. Yeah.
Anyway, she ordered a drink for her and her daughter and 2 cake pops. I asked her if I could get something, and she said she's ran out of money, and she'd give me something next time. When they got their order, I asked if I could have one of the cake pops, and girlfriend said it was her daughter's treat for hard work, and it would be wrong for me to take one since I didn't do anything that deserved being rewarded. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty upset. When we got back home, my dad saw their drinks and asked where mine was. I told him I wasn't allowed to get one because I don't deserve it. His girlfriend got upset and said I was twisting her words, and the daughter just said I was being greedy and jealous of her. I know I'm not entitled to a drink or cake pop, but I also don't think it's wrong to be a little annoyed. Am I the asshole?
I mean, you weren't wrong.
You weren't twisting her words.
That's like exactly what she said.
Those were the same words. She just didn't like that you were saying them to someone else.
You haven't done anything that really deserves a cake pop. She's cake pop. Oh, that's fine. She says I don't deserve a cake pop. That's not what I said.
Don't twist my words by saying the exact words that I said in the exact order that I said them, just to the wrong person.
Yeah, no, you're not the asshole, OP, no.
Red flag detected. Red flag detected.
Thank you,
I agree.
Craig.
I don't think this relationship's going to work out, Craig.
I think
top
this
comment.
calls for a breakup. Not quite a divorce. They're not married.
Yeah. We can't go that far yet. Top comment. Oh, sweetie, not the asshole. I want you to know that you absolutely were entitled
sweetie.
to a drink. I want you to know you absolutely were entitled to a drink and a cake pop or another treat of your choosing. Your father gave her $300 that was meant to be spent on all three of you for the day out. Sure, her daughter may have earned something special for her hard work at school, but from the sound of it, he intended for all of you to get treated a bit, and it's disgusting that she would go to a coffee shop and get things for her and her daughter and not for you. As someone older than your dad even, I can tell that his girlfriend's behavior was super not okay and not the way she should be treating her partner's child. None of my friends would ever treat their stepkids or partner's kids that way in a million years. I am sorry that happened to you, and I'm glad you told your dad. She deserves to get yelled at.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think you need to express your concerns about this relationship to your father.
Well, if you don't like it, you can bring it up with HR.
Yeah. Because this is not Kino. It's anti-Kino, is what it is. So I'm gonna send out the asshole.
Yeah, same.
Craig also votes NTA.
Thank you, Craig. Would you, Kevin, the co-host of the show?
Yes.
I'm gonna let you read this medium Tifu.
Oh, I love me a good Tifu.
And totally because I know how much you love medium Tifus, and not because this person can't format for shit and it's a gigantic wall of text. Totally
I mean, it can be both. It can be both. Oh, wow, that is a gigantic wall of text. Holy fuck.
That's just a big old block. That's a fuck. Yep.
Give me a hot fucking second to open this piece of shit up. Alright. Today I fucked up by almost ruining my best friend's wedding with a pair of handcuffs. Oh no. Today I fucked up by almost ruining my best friend's wedding. My 7-year-old was the ring bearer. Hold up a second. Okay, we're good. My 7-year-old was the ring bearer, my 4-year-old the flower girl, and I was the maid of honor. As usual, we were scrambling to get ready. I had just gotten the kids dressed in their outfits and was in my bathroom putting on my makeup. After about 30 minutes, it was unusually quiet. Whatever. I figured they were just playing like normal. I had just barely finished when I hear a timid voice from inside my room. Mommy, the 7-year-old says. I think I did something. Thinking he just messed up his tux or something, I went into my room and then froze in disbelief when I saw him. He sat on the floor with a real pair of handcuffs cuffed to his wrist and ankle. I was dumbfounded. So many questions ran through my mind, the first being, where the fuck did he find a real pair of handcuffs? I finally muster up the words to ask. He doesn't want to tell me, but finally does with his head lowered in shame. Dee's toolbox. Again? What the fuck? My boyfriend, D, had just moved in with us, and still had stuff lying around randomly. Turns out he had an old pair of handcuffs from somewhere in an old toolbox he never used anymore, but had kept in our closet. What the fuck? I asked for the key. He can't find it. The clock is ticking. We have 3 hours until the wedding and it's an hour drive. We fiddle with the lock and try to pick it. It's useless. I call around to different locksmiths and find one down the street that can help. I end up carrying my son to the car, then into the locksmith's, because of course he can't walk upright. The locksmith's face when he saw us was priceless, but I was humiliated. How the hell do I explain this? Thankfully, the locksmith didn't ask any questions. He politely helped us by unlocking the cuffs and my son was finally free. Meanwhile, my best friend kept calling and asking where the hell we were. They were starting the pre-wedding photos. No time to explain now, I could tell her, but we're on our way. We had an hour and a half before the wedding. I drive like crazy to get there. We made it 15 minutes before the start of the wedding. My best friend was ready to kill me. We missed the photos, but at least we made the ceremony. TLDR, today I fucked up by almost ruining my best friend's wedding when my 7-year-old, the ring bearer, handcuffed his ankle to his wrist, and we had to go to a locksmith to get him out because we didn't have the key. Yes, real handcuffs, and no, they weren't used for anything kinky. Then why was this put in NSFW?
On a technicality, I want to point out that Op did not fuck up. It was the child.
You know, the child fucking fucked up. It wasn't you. Actually, no, technically speaking, it was D who fucked up. D's nuts. It was D who fucked up by leaving his handcuffs in a place where the kid could get to them.
I disagree. It was the child.
True. The kid should have stayed out of it. Getting into shit where it don't belong.
Big day. Don't got time to fuck around with handcuffs.
Yeah. Okay. What did he use them for? At one point, years before me, he was actually a security guard. That's why he keeps them in your bedroom, in case he is ever called upon on short notice again for security. Yes, to secure things. We joke, but real handcuffs aren't great for sex.
You never know when you need to secure things.
True. Paul Blart Mall Daddy.
That's funny. That's funny. Let's see here. One of the posts is going to be the post we read next.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted by notifications on my phone. I'm going to read a large Tifu.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Today I fucked up by leaving class to get a BJ.
That stands for blowjob.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you.
2 years ago, the background. I met my girlfriend at the time in college. We had a class together and sat next to each other. After texting about the homework every night, we realized we really liked each other. One thing led to another, and by the middle of the semester, we were dating. We were pretty inseparable. One day, we were at school, spending the day together as usual. More background. She didn't have a car, so we'd meet at school, so she took the bus. I commuted 30 minutes to school in my car. That day we did homework together, ate at Moe's, the burrito place, the usual. Before I continue, know that this girl has a sex drive unlike anything I'd ever seen. I have a pretty high libido. Actually, a really high libido, to be honest. But if I was like an 8 out of 10, she's like an 11. I mean, typical guy here, can't complain. Until one day, we were in class. We'd only been dating for a few months, maybe less. She sends me a text saying she wants to suck my dick. And I was like, right now? And she was like, right now. I was not in the mood, but that can change pretty quickly, so I go with it. 0 complaints here. The lecture is boring as usual, and it's a really big class, so no one would pay any mind if we both left. 13-year-old me would be cheering and jumping up and down at this situation. I see no wrong. And so we leave. It's about a 15-minute walk to the parking lot. We held hands the whole walk and we didn't say a word. I knew what was about to go down, and when no one was in our vicinity, she'd give me a little touch. She was always about her business and knew what she was doing.
She would just tickle my pickle.
At this point, I am completely turned on. We get to the parking garage, which is decently packed, by the way, and sit in the back seat. We're on the 4th of 5 floors. She proceeds to go down on me very enthusiastically, lots of spit and gagging, etc. It's winter-ish, so we're both wearing a few layers. It's one of those dick-through-the-boxer-hole blowjobs. Everything is going well until she gags and immediately stops. I ask what's wrong, and she starts to panic. She says, I think I spit too much. And I'm very reassuring, like, no, don't worry, I like it a lot, actually. Then she says, no, you don't understand. I spit too much. I'm a bit confused at first. Then the smell hits.
Oh, no.
I hate puke. I hate it more than anything in the world. To me, it is the worst smell in existence. I am mortified. We had just had Moe's!
Oh no!
Tiny chips, man. Tiny chips!
Oh god!
I immediately open my door and get out. The next minute happens so fast. I'm outside my car, dick out, and I start puking myself. If any civilian walked by me right then, they would have called 911. It was probably an awful sight. I get my shit together and survey the damage done to the back seat. She is profusely gagging, on the verge of tears. I get a rag and a spare shirt from my trunk and start cleaning. I had Febreze in the car, thank God! And I sprayed it everywhere. It was an admittedly quick and effective cleanup. Most of the puke was on my dick, which I wiped off. In the panic, I littered the shirt and rag. Bad guy moment, sorry. Life or death. I hate puke. I get in my car and start driving home. First, I want to point out that someone at one point discovered the puke-soaked t-shirt in the parking lot. And wondered what the fuck happened here. I get in my car and start driving.
Most of the puke was on my dick.
I get in my car and start driving home. I live with a few roommates and I know no one is home. Now that it's over with, I reassure her that it's okay. It was an accident. I'm not mad even a little one bit. Who gets mad over accidents? Honestly, she was on a loop saying sorry and getting super jittery. That's fine. Life is pretty good for the next few hours. We get home, we shower one at a time. We were new to dating, and the thought of a together shower didn't occur to me, nor had we done that yet. I just remember getting home and running the shower. Then we're cuddling in my bed, fresh and clean. Panic is over. Long story short, we had sex. And I greet her with the largest cum shot I've ever produced to this day. I stopped thinking and starting up again. Something to do with it. Life is good, but it's getting late. It's time to drop her home. We go outside. It's freezing. We have about a 30-minute ride home. She lives with her parents, who are super strict. She don't even know she has a boyfriend. Cultural thing. When I go to open my car door, I realize it's locked. Not only is it locked, I see the keys in the passenger seat. Oh no! We are stranded. She has a few.
No.
She's already a few fake stories deep with her parents, and it's going to get bad if I don't get her home soon. AAA takes forever, and I end up having to buy her a $45 Uber home. To a broke college student, that was like 40 McChickens at the time. Huge loss.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It was an eventful day. I have some fond memories of it, though.
Yeah, that was a pretty big fuck up.
TLDR, left class to get a blowjob from girl in parking garage. She pukes on my dick, I drive home to shower and lock my keys in the car.
But did you ever get your keys out of the car?
Update 1. Wow, I'm happy this blew up. Everyone is really nice. This is a wholesome community, and everyone who commented is awesome. We are no longer in a relationship. I broke up with her a while back. As the relationship developed, so did its flaws. She was awesome, though, and our honeymoon phase was awesome, too. For everyone saying, today I fucked up by sex, you're not wrong. I just got Reddit. I spent hours surfing the top posts of the subreddit, and the stories made me crack up. Sex stories make up a lot of the posts, so I had to share my own gross one. If you know me, you know how much I hate puke, so this one stuck out. And yes, my house keys and car keys were separate. I now realize the importance of having a keychain. I was, and still am, a pretty forgetful person.
Mood.
I love top comment. Measures monetary value in McChickens.
It's me! He's just like me, for real!
It's like Ryuk. It's like, ooh, what's that in apples?
Yep. I remember when Ryuk said that, and I immediately looked up what the average price of a gala apple was and just did the math.
Yeah. Fucking nerd.
I was like, you know what? What is that in apples? Let me see.
Was that really a large tifu, though?
I don't know. If you got puke on your dick, I'd say that's pretty bad.
I mean, it's a bad day, but, again, I feel like the divide between medium and large tifus has to be some kind of lasting consequence, you know?
I agree. Like, this seems more like a very heavy medium Tifu rather than like a straight up large one.
Yeah, yeah. See, now we're just... I like how we're getting to the point where we're evaluating the tifus on their self-appointed rating.
We're grading the Tifus on the Tifu grading bell curve.
Yeah. Craig, would you like to read a post from our confession? I think Craig would like that very much.
Okay.
I stole $500 from my grandma and blamed it on my brother.
Whoa.
Oh dear, oh no.
Craig, you have to tell us this incredible story.
About a month ago I was very behind on some bills I had to pay for my mom and dad. I'm 15 and have to pay for these things when my brother gets anything and everything he wants with a simple give me. Now, so I was a little upset. I knew where my grandma hid $20,000 in $100 bills, so I took 5. She found out, I blamed my brother and he didn't even get grounded, so now I feel even worse cause my grandma won't get her money back. But I'm getting a job soon and planning on giving her all the money back when it get it.
You're a good kid, OP.
You're trying, you know, you stole, but you plan on giving it back. So, like, it's more like borrowing without asking.
I like how the brother didn't even... There's clearly some favoritism going on in this household.
Yeah, like, the brother didn't even get... It's $500! The brother didn't even get fucking...
Who steals $500 and doesn't even get grounded? What the fuck?
Exactly, like, I feel like there should have been a consequence here, but, like, it just didn't happen.
Also, top comment, what kind of fucked up situation are you in where you have to be the breadwinner at 15?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Probably either narcissistic or drug-addicted parents, probably, someone says.
Yeah,
with Granny just casually having $20,000 in cash hidden in her house, pretty sure you're onto something. Yeah, it looks like you're living with narcissists, buddy. Good luck with that.
Narcissists and also drug lords.
Mm-hmm. It's time for a medium Tifu.
Yeah. Wait, you read the last one.
No, you read the last... No, Craig read the last one, and then you read the one before that.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Yeah, you read the large Tifu, the Moe's.
No, you read the one with the dude puking on the... With the girlfriend puking on the dude's dick.
Oh wait, no, yeah, that was me. That was the large one.
Yeah,
it was.
So...
We just said it wasn't large. That's what I got confused.
Yeah, so give me the link, bitch.
Sorry, I got confused because we said it shouldn't have been large.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you, very appreciated. Now then. Am I the asshole for telling my sister she would have been an awful mother?
Oh, dang!
I, 33M, am a single foster dad to Andrew, 7M. I started fostering him during COVID and hope to adopt him as soon as possible. My parents love my kid and they babysit every chance they get. My brother and sister-in-law also watch him a lot. They have 3 kids and they are great friends with Andrew. My sister had many miscarriages throughout the years. The last one was just weeks ago. Oh.
At some point, you just gotta... It's probably a lost cause at some point.
Yeah, just like throw in the towel and adopt.
Kevin, here's a question. If you were a woman, Kevin, if you were a Kavina, as it were, how many miscarriages would it take for you to give up on the idea? I'm just curious.
Probably like 3.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of those third time's the charm kind of people.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, good. We had to get Kavina's opinion. I love the idea that female you just has the same fucking name.
This is not the first time someone has just come up with the name Kavina for me as like a female alternative.
Yeah, it was probably me like 7 years ago and we just forgot about it.
No. This is long before I met you.
The Kavina lore lives on.
The Kavina saga. Anyway, my sister loved Andrew at the beginning. Then he started showing interest in ballet, dresses... Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. He started showing interest in ballet, dresses, pink clothes, Barbie dolls, etc. All your usual girl stuff. I'm fine with it. He's a child that is inventing his identity, and social gender norms are ridiculous anyway. Good person. Good person. You're a good person. He is also letting his hair grow long, and it grew over his shoulders already. My sister strongly disapproves of me letting my son be who he is. He also buys himself boys' clothes and toys, which he doesn't like, so he never uses. Sorry, she always buys him boys' clothes and toys, which he never likes, so he never uses them. I've told her repeatedly to either buy him things he likes or simply buy him nothing. The other day, she was watching him, and when I came over to pick him up, my sister lives at my parents', he was dressed in boy clothes, and his hair was cut very short. Oh no. Oh, you...
Hair-based mutilation!
I asked him what happened, and he said that Auntie took him to the hairdresser and shopping for appropriate clothes. He started crying when he told me. I lost it and asked my sister what the F is wrong with her. I told my son to go wait in the car, and then I told my sister she is never watching him again. She said that she just wants what's best for him. I told her she is my child, not hers, and I'm the one to decide what he needs and what he gets. She says I am an awful, horrible father, and I replied, well, you would have been an awful mother. Sister cried, my mom said I didn't need to be that mean, and my dad said my sister was out of line doing that to my kid. Some of my friends said I was an asshole for saying that so soon after she lost her baby. Am I the asshole here? No.
What's wrong with the women in your family?
What is with these bitches? God damn it.
Bitches be crazy. God damn. Craig, what do you think?
It's funny to refer to a forced haircut as a form of bodily mutilation. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, what were you saying?
But yeah, quote, my mom said I didn't need to be that mean, saying that so soon after she lost her baby. Quote, I'm gonna go with not the asshole. I said that as a wife who has had 2 miscarriages. While her own situation sucks and the timing was awful, you have no control over it. More importantly, your remark was directly related to her misguided attempt at mothering a child who was not her own. She didn't feed him chips and candy when you said no sweets. She cut his hair and made him buy and wear clothing he did not want. She decided what was best for her, not you or your child.
You'd think by the 4th miscarriage, you'd just get used to it. But I'm not human, so what do I know?
Yeah, my problem really here is really that this lady is circumventing the agency of the child and is circumventing the is circumventing what the parent actually wants. She's going completely against what the kid and the parent both want, what they both find acceptable, and is trying to get her own way because she can't have a kid of her own, which is completely fucking horseshit. And yeah, OP's right. If this is the shit that she's going to do to another kid's child, to another person's child, I don't even want to think about what she would have done to her own kid. Yeah. OP's not the asshole at all. And anybody who says that they are has baggage.
Not the asshole.
Kevin learned the word circumventing recently, and he really likes saying it.
Yes, I do. It's fun to say. No, I've noticed.
It is a pretty good word. It is a pretty good word in my view. It's at least like an A-tier word.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
We should do a thing where we rank every single word.
That would take a while.
I know, but it's fun. You just see like a fucking 500-hour-long tier list video drop.
Ranking every 4-syllable or longer word in the dictionary.
4 syllables. That's not enough. That cuts out a huge amount of words.
Still anyway, gonna be like 17 hours?
I don't know. I don't know. The crunch the number. Craig, do the math on that.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough, Craig. Fair enough.
Medium Tifu time. Today I fucked up by going into a sex shop for the first time ever and making the workers think I'm a pedophile.
Oh no.
Okay, so this is weird. I'm obviously using a throwaway account to tell this story. So I'm a 40-year-old married man, and my wife is 42. We've been married 19 years. My wife is very conservative in the bedroom. Like, really conservative. She makes me dress up like Ted Cruz. It's weird.
That's not what it says.
No, it doesn't. I saw. You take your shot. You miss every shot you don't take.
God damn it, man.
Unless you're Ted Cruz, and then you miss every shot. Ayo. We have sex fairly regularly, 3 to 4 times a week, but it's pretty vanilla. Up until a month ago, that is.
Oh.
Over the past month or so, we have just been super in sync, like communicating and talking better than ever, even better than when we were dating. This led to her being more sexual in the bedroom. Of course, the alcohol helped that first night, and she helped me to an unprompted BJ, which is Craigus Hildas, helpfully stands for blowjob, which was a first for us. You're 40 years old, and you've been married 19 years, that was your first blowjob?
Bruh.
When he said vanilla, he meant it.
He meant like fucking vanilla ice cream ass bragger.
Vanilla.
What
We're not talking about French vanilla. We're not talking about vanilla bean. We're talking about like great value brand, just straight up fucking vanilla ass ice cream. That's the kind of vanilla we're talking about. Anyway. She liked it, and we kept getting a little freakier and more experimental over the past few weeks. It's been fucking awesome.
It's been fucking awesome fucking.
It's been so awesome. I almost forgot this is a Tifu. Oh no.
Oh
no.
No.
Well, she went out of town for the weekend, and I decided I was going to go to the sex toy shop and get something to help us keep the spice up. But I've never been to a sex toy shop, so I was anxious. I chose one that's about an hour away from where I live. There's no way in hell I'm going to one near my town, and started that way. When I got there, I put on my biggest, darkest sunglasses and a hat and went inside. This guy's fucking dick tracing in the fucking sex shop.
I'm going undercover in the sex shop.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on my trilby hat and my giant trench coat, and I'm gonna wear giant aviators. No one will recognize me.
No one will know the difference.
I was very nervous. There were baseball-sized dicks and battery-operated vaginas and mannequins and oils and lubes and all that kind of weird shit. I mean, I'm not kink shaming, but some people are into some fucked up stuff. I started very quietly and anxiously browsing to find a toy when I was approached by a younger, very attractive employee. Hi, can I help you find something? This was the first time that I noticed her looking down and reading my shirt, which I looked down and noticed that I had on for some reason. I had chosen a church shirt to wear that day.
Oh, no.
I occasionally volunteer at my church as a greeter, and they give us these like really good fitting t-shirts. Like it just fits really well, and I look kind of buff in it and has my name on it. I had apparently not thought anything of it and just grabbed that shirt this morning. What are you looking for? I'm looking for a toy. A toy. Okay, are you looking for something like a imitation vagina? Are you looking for a penis? Oh, no. I'm turning beet red at this point. Oh, no. I'm just here for, I'm not here for me. I'm here for, I'm looking for something for a girl. Like a toy for a girl who is very shy, so nothing too intimidating. Her face turned a weird color, and she just kind of stared at me, blinking. You're looking for a toy for a shy girl. Yes, that's it. She's not very daring in the bedroom. Okay, that was awkward as fuck. I didn't realize why it was awkward until I left with this new toy. As I sat in my car in the parking lot, replaying the scene in my head, I realized that this woman thinks I'm some kind of pedophile. I'm mortified. I get out of my car, go back into the store, and tell her that my girl is my 42-year-old wife, thank you very much. Well, that was even more fucking awkward. I still had on my glasses and hat, and I did pay in cash, so at least she won't know my last name. My first name was on my shirt, but she will know where I go to church. I'm mortified. I don't think I'll ever set foot in a sex toy shop ever again. They'll probably have me on some kind of list. I did tell my wife the story, and she thought it was funny as hell, although she didn't act too interested in the $60 toy. TLDR, I went to a sex shop for the first time to give my wife a sex toy, and because I'm awkward as fuck, I made the employee think I'm a child molesting pedophile.
Damn, bro.
Top comment: you wore a hat and glasses to hide your face, but wore a shirt with your name and your church on it. I am not a smart man.
at least he is. At least he's honest.
I love mistaken for pedophile stories. I think this is like our fourth or fifth one.
We've had a few. We've had a few. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah. Pretty good.
The woman is my 42-year-old wife of 19 years. Thank you very much.
Well, now the fact that you clarified that just makes me more suspicious.
Now, excuse me while I go sleep with my wife.
It's like a fucking cartoon or a Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
A little bit.
Oh, bigoted boy. Let's see here.
You gonna find one for Craig to read?
I suppose I should. I suppose I could. I suppose I would if I knew what I did with my bum. Yeah, let's.
What a boy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go through these, see what the hell's up. Because Craig, I gotta find short ones for Craig. Because first of all, character limit, obviously, but then also just the longer it goes on, or something might get fucked up, or it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I mean,
yeah.
I guess we can test the waters. We can test the waters. This is a short-ish Ita. Shortish Ita. You want to rate a shortish Ita, Craig?
AITA for refusing to pay to get his car fixed from my college fund.
Okay, alright.
Craig, weave us the tale. Tell us the story.
Me.
What goes on?
F22, and this guy, M27, Paul, have been going out on few dates for 2 months. We met on Tinder. We really like each other but haven't officially started dating yet, so I don't call him BF and vice versa. We're still getting to know each other and the things we love versus hate. So for the past couple of weeks he's been sending me pics of his car that has been sitting in the mechanic, his cousin's shop for weeks. He went on and on about what needs fixing and made a long list and calculated the total, then sent it to me as a screenshot. I looked at it wondering what his have to do with me. He told me about his financial hardship ATM and asked if I could help pay for his car to get it fixed quickly, so he'll be able to take me on that road trip he promised. I felt uncomfortable. BC. The money he was talking about was around 2.5k and I don't have that kind of money on my hand. He brought up my college fund and suggested I skip one semester so I could pay for the car. I was shocked he brought that up. IDK, he knows how important college is for me, but he assured me he'll pay me back on time and that I only have to skip one semester and that's it. I asked for time to think about it, but after he kept calling I decided to just give a polite no. He asked why and I told him it's because my education is my priority and I can't handle skipping a semester, even if it's one. He hung up saying he needed time, then texted me saying that I did not show support after he made himself open and vulnerable, and that I chose money over him by refusing to lend it to him, and that he is struggling and in need and that didn't matter to me. I felt really guilty and I started calling him, but he texted me saying that he might respond when I make room for a compromise. AITA 4. Refusing to pay?
Thank you, Craig. No.
No.
I think it's a bit early in the relationship to be at the hey, can I borrow $2,500 phase? And also, it's concerning how he's reacting to it, I think.
Yeah, he's coming off as kind of entitled, and that's not a great sign. And I'm not going to call it a red flag, but it is a yellow flag. I'm going to call that a yellow flag. Um, caution moving forward. Try to talk to him about it and see if you can get him to understand that it's ultimately a little too early for loaning your boyfriend or whoever the fuck like $2,000.
She doesn't call him boyfriend, so.
But it's too early in the relationship for this kind of shit. So
yeah, you're not even at the point where you're calling him. You're not even at the point where you're calling him your boyfriend. So I mean,
yeah, you're not the asshole. You were just being financially responsible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Reddit is telling her to, quote, run.
Reddit is always very fast at telling people to get the fuck out of that relationship. It's bad news.
I don't know. The guy could just be overeager, and maybe he sees things as further along than you do.
Entirely possible.
Yeah, that's a fixable problem. Yeah.
Just communicate better. Be more real with each other, and try to patch things over. But if he starts to push, then then it's a bit of a red. Then I'm gonna switch out the yellow for a red flag.
Yeah. Is it your turn?
I believe so. Yes.
All right. Doing a lot of switching tabs here. There we go.
All right. Let's see here. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance she's not the breadwinner if she's not footing the bills in front of our families and friends? My fiance and I moved in together shortly before we got engaged. Before we did, we discussed how we'd split the housework and bills, 50-50 down the middle with some wiggle room for when the other needs help. When we moved, it was into her parents' 2-story garage that they converted into basically an apartment. They offered a low rent, $700 total, that's really good, and pitch in for the electric and internet so we could save money for our own place and wedding. My fiance earns more than me, and that's cool. I'm proud of her. But before we moved in together, it always seemed like she was living paycheck to paycheck, and I chalked it up to the apartment she had prior having insane high rent. She stuck to the 50-50 arrangement at first concerning bills, but she missed often and I had to remind her about it. Post-engagement, she's back to living paycheck to paycheck, either missing or very late with her part of the rent monthly, the 2 utilities we pay, groceries, late with her car and payments. God, that was weirdly formatted, whatever.
Yeah.
Her parents have talked to me multiple times about rent, and I've covered her missing portion to get us caught up, and then try talking to her. It always turns into her saying we should just move if her parents are going to hound us. I told her we're lucky it's her parents because anywhere else would have kicked our asses out. On top of that, I pay my own bills, do about 65% of the housework, arrange and pay for most of our dates and vacations, gifts for her, pay towards most of our pets. Please format this correctly, sir. You need to put an N somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I've suggested a financial coach, but what kicks me is whenever we're around others, she boasts about being the breadwinner since she earns more. Goes on about the stresses of being the main source of income, all the hours she's had to work to pay all of our bills. I was letting it slide until a few days ago we were at a get-together. She and her sister started up about her being the breadwinner. Her sister said something to the effect of her ex-boyfriend having a hard time being with someone who earned more. My fiancé said, "Good thing OP doesn't mind me bringing home the pay." I told her just because she earns more doesn't make her the breadwinner when she blows it all on herself and I'm paying most of the bills. She's embarrassed now and keeps saying I made her look bad and got her in trouble with her parents because they want to see what she spends her money on each month. But I don't think I did anything wrong. Am I the asshole? Okay. Yeah, no, you're not the asshole. She's being incredibly irresponsible with her money in a situation where she can't be, and she's bragging about things that she's not doing. So
yeah,
I'm going to say you're not the asshole here, OP. I think that's pretty clear.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest. I'm at this point in my life, it's like whenever I hear the words "you made me look bad," all I hear is you exposed me, basically, you know?
That's what it comes down to a lot of the times. Is just people don't like being exposed for their bullshit. People don't like other people seeing them for who they actually are and being exposed for the kinds of lies that they tell. So they get mad. It's like, you made me look bad. It's like, well, then don't act bad.
Yeah. I'm struggling to think of an instance in my life where someone has said, you made me look bad, and it wasn't just code for you revealed my dishonesty. My disingenuousness or something.
Like, if you don't want to look bad in front of other people, don't be a bad person. Don't do things that it's like, it's easy to just expose you and your lies and your disingenuousness in front of other people. So, like, be better. That's the solution. Be better. There are some updates here. Update. 11 last night, I was ready to just postpone the engagement. As of this morning, after a lot of talking and things coming to light, we are broken up. Thank you everyone for your responses and input, especially for those who encouraged looking deeper. Quick summary. 1. She felt a joint account would impede her financial independence. Of course. Code 4, I don't want to stop spending my money on things that I want rather than being irresponsible. Sure. 2. She insisted we could afford her purchases based out of her total incomes. Code.
Well, clearly you can't if you're falling behind on shit.
Exactly. Code. I don't want to give up the things that I'm buying for myself, so you have to help too. 3. Her parents were under the impression she was also paying off my student loans, my car, my phone, and paying for our vacations. She didn't get evicted from her apartment, but she was late with her rent often enough that they weren't going to renew her lease, so she didn't suggest us moving to a bigger apartment at her building. Biggest nope, I'm out. The monthly take-home amount she told me was what she earned before wage garnishment kicked in addition to mass debt. She's been doing some online stuff to make up for the money she loses due to that. Yes, I got the ring back. Again, thank you everyone, but I will not be responding to any more comments. I'm going to take some time for myself and get shit figured out. Yeah, I think that was a good call. I think this was a relationship that probably wasn't going to work out to begin with, and I'm glad that you kind of split off, because it seems like that was the better move for both of you.
Fast too. This was only posted 4 days ago.
Yeah, so like she definitely like. So, like, she needs the space and the time and the ability to figure out what all kind of mistakes she's making in her life and how to, do better. And she doesn't need to be dragging you down along with her.
Yeah.
Give her the space to make her own fuck-ups in life, because clearly she needs to learn that. But, yeah, you're not the asshole, OP. This was entirely shit of her own doing, and you are not in the wrong for exposing her being a liar, disingenuous, and bad with finances, and leaving everything to you.
Yep. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole at all.
And another item from Craig!
Oh!
AITA for locking my brother and his friends out of our family vacation home.
These guys bragging about having a family vacation home. Hoity-toity ass hoity-toiters. Craig, lay it down.
My engagement ended 2 months ago and I've been staying at my family's vacation home for the last month as I want to be alone. My brother and his friends, including my ex-fiancé, showed up unexpectedly a few days ago. I told him to leave, but my brother made an excuse about it being late and them having nowhere to go, so I agreed they could stay for one night. They all took that as a green light to enjoy the boys' trip they had planned. I asked my brother to leave repeatedly, but he wouldn't listen, and his only compromise was that they wouldn't come in the office area, which is where I spend most of my time. I was angry and upset, and the anger kept building. Eventually, when they all left the house, I decided to lock the doors from the inside so they couldn't get back in. Even with the key. When they kept knocking, I ignored him and my brother's phone calls. When I did eventually answer my brother, he was furious and we had a huge fight because I wouldn't agree to let them come back. AITA?
Nah.
Hmm. I mean, like, shit happens. You know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to read between the lines here because I don't think there's enough details here. Because she says, we all agreed they could stay for one night. They took it as a green light to enjoy the boys' trip they had planned. But what was that trip? Are you saying they stayed there like longer than they said they would? Because it doesn't say here.
Yeah, it's a little bit vague on that one, and it does kind of like muddy the issue a bit.
Yeah, because like stuff happens and sometimes people need a place to stay. But I don't know the severity of what they did, so I don't know how to judge your reaction to it. I'm just gonna say info. I don't think there's not enough info.
Yeah, I'll say info on this one too, because like, it's worded. It's also worded in such a way where it's like, it's incredibly hard to get to grips with like who is actually in the wrong here, because like you can read it from any kind of angle, and a lot of it just requires kind of reading in between the lines, and it's just super inconsistent.
Yeah. I'll read this one. It's locked. It's a locked thread. This thread is on lockdown, baby.
Ooh, controversial.
Am I the asshole for bringing my baby to a child-free wedding? Well, read that back to yourself.
Please say that again, but slower.
My...
Not you, okay.
My cousin lives a 6-hour drive from me and the rest of our family. A few months ago, we all drove over there for his wedding. Due to limited space, no children were invited to the wedding except the bride's young nieces and nephews. My baby was 10 months old at the time, and I wasn't comfortable leaving him alone in an unfamiliar place with a stranger, which was a babysitter that my other cousins hired for their own kids, so I decided to bring him to the wedding. I wrote on the RSVP that I was bringing him, but he would be sitting on my lap and I would bring my own food for him. My cousin said nothing, so I assumed that he was okay with it. My baby cried at the ceremony, but I quickly took him out of the room. At the reception, I had him with me the whole time in a body carrier. He didn't make much of a fuss, and I thought everything was okay. After the wedding, my aunt, the groom's mother, confronted me and told me that I was rude for bringing my baby without permission. I explained that I wrote on the RSVP what I was planning to do, but my cousin did not object. She said that my cousin and his bride had a problem with it, but the bride didn't want to start any drama because she doesn't know me well. My other cousin's baby was seven months old at the time, and my aunt said he had no problems leaving his baby with a certified babysitter, and I should have done the same. And some of my cousins were upset because they thought that the groom gave me special treatment by letting me bring my baby and making them leave their kids with a babysitter. I didn't mean to start any drama. Am I the asshole?
I mean, see, the thing that's tripping me up here is that she did try to give prior warning.
Sure.
And tried to, like, tell them, I'm bringing the kid. And, like, no one told this person no. So, like, there was a major miscommunication there, simply because, I don't want to cause any drama, except, drama's being caused now, so, mission failed.
But it also feels fucking ridiculous that, like, this same sitter had already been watching your cousin's kids. Like, it was someone they all trusted. Like, what was your deal? You know?
Yeah, I feel like it's a situation where you should have also been able to give the babysitter the benefit of the doubt. And again, especially considering that the babysitter's also looking after a 7-month-old, younger
Sure.
than your child. So like,
Top comment, you are the asshole! Your baby did literally the thing the bride and groom wanted to avoid, disrupting the ceremony. You had plenty of time to find a sitter or other family member to watch your kid while you went to the wedding, but you decided that you were just above the rules.
yeah, that is true. Like, they straight up said, this is a no-kids wedding, aside from, the kids of the... kids of the bride and groom, was it? Because, God, you deliberately, that is true, you did deliberately bring your kid to a no-kid wedding, and were upset that people were upset with you over bringing a kid to a no-kid wedding. Like, bro? You okay?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out why... I'm sorting by controversial. I'm trying to figure out why this thread is locked. Because even, the controversial comments are like, YTA, you didn't follow the rules.
I
don't understand why everyone's getting downvoted when they all agree with each other.
What the fuck is happening here?
This thread is weird. Anyway.
Anywho.
I'm just waiting for this page to load. Okay. Wait, no, I read that one, right?
Yeah, you did.
Right, yeah. It's good. It's so hard to remember. I don't even know who am I. Anyway. Do you read... Nope, that's Craig. You read this one. Another wedding one!
Oh boy, am I sensing a trend? Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for coming out at my sister's wedding? Oh no. I, 29 male, am gay, and up until last week I haven't told my family yet. I think my family always suspected, but they never asked because being gay isn't really approved of in our family. I have 3 sisters, 36 Michelle, 35 Julia, and 22 Annie. I have been dating Peter, but how old is Peter?
Now, we need to know these things.
I have been dating Peter for a few months now, but I haven't told my family yet. Michelle got married last week. During the reception, lots of people were making toasts, including my father. He said something along the lines of, I finally have my first son-in-law, and hopefully I will soon have 2 more. Maybe someday even a daughter-in-law if Sissy Pants here mans up and gets a girlfriend. Oh.
White people jokes.
White people?
I can hear the glasses chinking.
Everyone laughed except Julia. After the toasts and before dinner, Julia came over to me and asked me if I was okay. I was sad and didn't hide it all that well. I said I'm fine. Dad's comment just bugged me. She said to try and let it go for now, and I did. During dinner, there were many tables and my immediate family was at one. My father starts asking me if I have a girlfriend already, if I will give him grandkids, etc. I brushed it off, then Michelle, who just came by the table to ask Mom something, said, well, I can hook you up with a bridesmaid if you want, unless you're wired the wrong way. Oh no.
You said the quiet part out loud.
You're not supposed to do that. Julia rolled her eyes. Then my mom said to her, maybe you should have that girl, bridesmaid, come over here. He needs to be with a woman at his age.
Oh, she said the quiet part out loud again.
They know, no. I just lost it.
They know exactly what they're doing. This was planned.
I just lost it and said, actually, Mom, I'm gay. The whole table went... The whole table went silent.
No. We gotta do a cartoon crowd gasp, Kevin. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, he did it! What?
You're not supposed to do that!
What? That's not in the Bible!
None of these words are in the Bible!
Anyway, go on.
The whole table went silent. Some other people heard too, and Michelle started crying, saying I ruined her wedding with my awful confession.
Why would you sin in the Lord's house?
Most of my family says I'm an asshole for saying it then. Julia is on my side and said she is perfectly fine with me being gay, and if our family didn't want to hear it, then they should have stayed quiet. Am I the asshole for ruining Michelle's wedding? Am I the asshole for ruining a bigot's wedding? I fucking wonder!
I think,
I don't think you're the asshole here, OP. No!
I think they chose to respond. I think the way they chose to respond to it ruined the wedding.
Top comment pretty much sums it up. Not the asshole. Oh dear God, you did not come out at her wedding. You were literally pushed into a corner until you snapped. Julia sounds like a great sister, though. Had you planned to come out at the wedding, you would have been the asshole. But it sounds like you were being bugged and were finally at the end of your tether and it just came out. You're not the asshole, and if Michelle thinks her brother being gay ruined her wedding, then that's on her.
Yeah, more or less.
Like, they were literally just pushing the subject as far as they could take it. Like, it's very clear that they all suspected that OP was gay and were just making, snide asides and comments and, being as offensive as they can without straight up saying, ha, you're a faggot. Like, they were literally saying shit like, unless you're wired wrong, which is just... It is all of the offense of saying a slur without saying the actual slur. It's really, really bad. It was super fucking underhanded of them, and I don't blame OP at all for choosing that moment to just be like, okay, I choose violence.
Yeah. I'll say that I don't want to call this fake, because it probably isn't, but what I will say is that this is so typical, it feels like the first half of a Darmon video.
A little bit.
Yeah. And then Darmon's gonna walk on the screen and it's like, what they did there was they were homophobic. The problem is they should have realized that there's nothing wrong with that. Thanks, Darmon.
Yeah.
Thanks, Darmon. Thanks, Darmon. I love how Darmon just makes these stupid sketches and then he just walks out and explains the moral to you. See, the problem there is that bullying is wrong. Thanks, Darmon. Thanks for telling us.
But yeah, you're not the asshole, OP.
No, not the asshole. Another locked one. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that putting our son to bed was now her job and then moving my bed into a separate room?
I don't know. This could go any number of ways.
Amish? Anyway. Sorry for the mouthful title. I tried to be as descriptive as possible. The situation is basically that I... More of these posts should start with the situation is basically... The situation is basically that I, 35M, and my wife, 29F, have a 2-year-old son. She's a stay-at-home mother, and I work full-time, usually from 6:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. or so. God, fucking wages. I'm so sorry.
Wages, am I right?
I'm so sorry. Being a toddler, my son should generally be sleeping between 11 and 14 hours a day. Therefore, what my wife and I aim for is for him to wake up at 7, do all the typical daily activities, take a nap starting around 1:30 to 2 p.m. for 2 hours, then go to bed again at 8 p.m. This would give him a good 13 hours of sleep a day. I'm typically in charge of getting him to sleep at night, while she obviously puts him down for his afternoon nap. For the past several months, my wife has gotten incredibly lazy with putting him to bed. I understand it's not always easy, but she has essentially worked out a new system. She waits for him to be utterly exhausted by about 4 p.m., puts him in bed, and then wakes him up between 6 and as late as 6:30. Therefore, when I try to get him in to go to bed between 8 and 9, he's not tired at all. At all. It's basically a horrible wrestling match to get him to stay in bed as he shrieks and cries and bites and doesn't want to sleep because he's simply not tired. It takes me up to 2.5 hours to get him to go to bed, which is horribly unfun for the both of us. Last night, I finally told my wife that until she fixes his sleep schedule, I'm not going to clean up her mess anymore. I moved my bed to another room, locked the door, and went to bed as she put him to sleep. This morning, she was exhausted from doing so and in a terrible mood because apparently having to do what I've been doing for months was bad. She told me that I needed to be more active in helping out with him, and I responded that I'll happily do so once she actually gets him down for his nap at a reasonable time. I honestly don't think about out of line here, but am I being an ass?
This is just weird.
Do you want to hear top comment?
I would love to hear top comments.
Craig, why don't you read top comment? It's a thing. It's a block. It's a block of text. I need to rest my voice.
Nah. Toddler is a difficult age. Their needs are constantly changing. He might not be tired at 1:30 to 2 o'clock anymore, but your wife is still trying to get him down, which can take much longer if he's not tired, as you well know from the nighttime struggles. Sounds like he's starting to transition out of the daily nap phase. It's a hard milestone on the parents because toddler will get tired without a nap but too close to bedtime, so you either have to deal with a cranky toddler in the evenings until this passes or do an earlier bedtime, which will cause the kiddo to get up early. Please be patient with each other. Raising a kid is hard on both parents.
Yeah.
That is way too rational for Reddit. Get out of here. Tell him to get a divorce.
But yeah, there's no assholes here, honestly.
No, it's just it's hard.
Being parents is a hard job, and
It looks like you need to communicate, work together, and come up with a new solution that fits your toddler's evolving needs.
Yep.
Because it's not you had a system that worked, but he's getting older. It's changing, so you got to change with it.
The times, they are a changin'.
It's like Smash Mouth once said, "The years start coming, and they don't stop coming." Oh, they don't stop coming. They never stop coming.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
And they don't stop coming. Yeah. It's a fun song. Anyway. This one is intriguing. Hold on. I gotta skim this. What the fuck is this? It's NSFW. Gotta load this. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, this is intriguing. So I'm gonna read this one.
Oh, you're gonna read two in a row.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting I just fine. We'll find another one. Fine. It's fine. 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 You know what? Fine. Fine. You know what? You just for that you get another blowjob one. That's what you get.
Okay, that's fair. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Today I fucked up by starting a blowjob without looking closely first. Oh no. What did you find on that dick?
That's not my dick. You're sucking off the bedpost.
Throw away because, you know. What started as a normal, playful, sexy time session with my longtime partner took quite a turn this evening when, upon starting a blowjob, I felt a bump that is not normally there.
Oh, dang!
Not wanting to prematurely panic or ruin the mood, I waited a minute for a natural break so I could take a breath and glance down. Surprisingly, I saw a small dark bump just below the head of his penis. I hopped up and turned on the light, much to his confusion, and looked closer, only to find a tick embedded into his penis.
It's worse than I thought!
I don't know, I was expecting STD, so I think this is actually less bad.
I don't know.
I ran to the bathroom for tweezers, and he quickly got it completely removed and started bleeding somewhat. As you might expect, sexy time was over, as the bitten area is sore, and I can't stop thinking about that nasty tick in my mouth. I can't stop thinking about that nasty tick in my mouth, and also that nasty dick in my mouth. Over the weekend, we played disc golf in a high-grass area, so I imagine he picked it up there, but who knows, so gross. TLDR, I started giving my partner a blowjob and found a tick on his penis. Edit to mention, since y'all seem concerned, he has showered since the weekend. After disc golf, we washed our clothes and thoroughly checked for ticks, and it was not there at the time. I'm guessing this is one that somehow hopped onto our clothes or furniture and bit him the last day or so. How does he not know that there is a tick on his dick? How do you not know that? How do you get to the point where you're
and his
getting...
GF were later found deceased from Lyme disease. Sad times at Ridgemont High.
Entirely possible, Craig.
But yeah, like, fucking... How do you go that long, up until the point where you're getting sucked off by your girlfriend, to realize that you've got a tick on your dick? How?
Okay. Speaking of tick on a dick, we gotta have Craig read the Dr. Seuss novel people have written in the comments.
Oh, no.
So people wrote a fucking Dr. Seuss novel, Tick on a Dick. Craig, take it away. Take it away.
She looked down with a shock. Oh, what was on that cock? Small and black it was. It was. Concern, it quite did cause. Oh, it wriggled this way and that. The poor glands under attack. Now it was clear, as was her fear. There on that tip, a tick on a dick.
There on that
Say
tip.
it ain't so. What's this I feel with my blow? Weird and round, a little tiny mound. Worry him I will not. A minute I will time on the dot. What I found made me sick. A tick on his dick.
There's more.
Oh no.
On this day of play she learned another thing to say. I will not suck it in the dark, I will not suck it after the park, not without glances. The mouth romances a wash and check before tongue. Dancers look for a bite, a parasite before those lips will hold him tight. Examine so you don't feel sick to find a tick upon that dick.
I love Reddit so much.
Reddit produces some genius shit sometimes.
Before one puckers up to suck, as you duck, just take a look. A bump you will not have mistook for a tiny beastie, ripe to pluck. Don't be rushed if he complains, for there may yet be greater pains. It might be wise to have refrained if greedy mites are being sustained. Even the most horny chick would soon regret a hasty lick if she then found she had to flick a thirsty tick from off that dick.
I think there's one more.
As grown-up time starts anew, the wise ought glance askance, ask you. Double check how clean is all, from tip to shaft and ball to ball. Those who fail to perform a scan may find themselves without a plan when horror strikes, and it can, in the form of a lifetime blowjob ban. So check the bits but not too quick, making sure it's one clean stick. Avoid Mother Nature's cruel trick of a most unfortunate tick on a dick.
Man, Reddit had fun with this.
Kevin, when you woke up today, did you think you were going to get a robot narrating a Dr. Seuss book about tick on a dick?
No, I have. There are many things I was expecting today. That was not among them.
Oh, I love this show.
God. Dr. Seuss's A Tick on a Dick. Rated PG, coming soon.
Yeah, can we get an Illumination adaptation?
Illumination presents Tick on a Dick.
This summer, it's Tick on a Dick. I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Got my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city.
Oh, hell
Well.
no!
Well, that was awkward. Sounded a lot better in my head. All right. Well, I have no idea what this one's about, but it intrigues me. It's a large Tifu, and it has the incredibly... It's posted by user Doomed for Days, and it has the ominous title of just Tifu, the past 3 days.
Oh, no.
Is it worth the hype? Let's find out. Throwaway account, obviously. Monday. I got drunk during dinner. I looked at my imaginary watch. It's 6 o'clock. Gave my fiance the meet me in the bedroom look. She narrowed her eyes and said, make it quick. As soon as drunk me got into position to perform oral sex. There's a lot of oral sex in this episode.
Welcome to the blowjob episode of the Baka Gaijin show.
I opted for nonsensical entertainment instead of providing pleasure to my fiancée. I used her vaginal lips as a ventriloquist dummy and conducted an AMA with her vagina about all the penises that have come and gone over the years. I asked the questions in my best Christopher Walken voice and answered them in my worst Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't know what Mrs. Doubtfire sounds like. Mrs. Doubtfire voice. Without any warning whatsoever, my fiancé literally projectile pissed in my face. My eyes could not stop burning. My fiancé put the blame on me for making her laugh and lose control of her bladder. Tuesday. Visited my friend at his house. The friend was babysitting his 10-year-old cousin. Cousin was playing Mortal Kombat!
Dun 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 dun.
On the friend's gaming console. I decided to roll up my sleeves and join the game after watching the cousin beat my friend several times. Cousin kicked my ass in round 1, but I managed to slaughter him in rounds 2 and 3. Refusing to accept defeat, the cousin challenged me to another match, which I accepted. This time I splattered the 10-year-old's guts in all 3 rounds. Take that out of context. The cousin got annoyed and said that his older brother would have destroyed me in Mortal Kombat if he was there. Knowing nothing about the cousin's older brother, I said, next time you see your brother, tell him that I would kill him just like I killed you. At that moment, my friend frantically interrupted my banter with the cousin to tell me that the older cousin's older brother recently passed away, and what I said was super insensitive.
Whoops.
I repeatedly apologized to the cousin and made it clear that I completely agreed with him. His brother would have totally annihilated me in Mortal Kombat! The damage was done, though. The cousin stopped speaking to me after that, and my friend practically kicked me out of the house because my presence had become a source of tension.
That was pretty bad.
Wednesday, today. No, it's Saturday, you idiot. Wednesday, today. At work this morning, I had asked the IT guy to check out my computer because my emails were no longer allowing me to attach files for some reason. I left the IT guy alone at my desk for less than 10 minutes. By the time I got back, my email attachments were working again. I thanked the IT guy for once again coming to my rescue, which prompted him to close the distance between us and ask me about one of my recent Google searches. I froze. Somehow, it came to the IT guy's attention that I asked Google if piss to the eye can cause damage. The IT guy really wanted to know how I got piss in my eyes. I guess I took too long to formulate an answer because the IT guy responded on my behalf by saying it was a sex thing, wasn't it? Oddly enough, he seemed impressed. I awkwardly shrugged my shoulders and said I had email attachments to send. IT guy got the message and let me get back to my work. It's been several hours since that conversation, and it's safe to assume that everyone in the office thinks I have a piss fetish. The biggest clue being the note stuck to the door of the men's room that said, if it's brown, flush it down, but if it's yellow, let it mellow. For our special fellow. You know who you are, you kinky bastard. I've yet to tell my fiancée about this. She's friends with some of my coworkers, and based on how my week is going, I'm guessing she's going to be upset with me for not only being dumb enough to Google inappropriate shit on my work computer, but also allowing people to make embarrassing assumptions about us.
My
TLDR,
man.
TLDR, I made my fiance laugh during oral sex to the point where she pissed in my face and burned my eyes. I threatened to kill the 10-year-old's older brother in a game of Mortal Kombat before finding out the kid's brother was already dead. And I googled the piss incident involving my fiance on my work computer, which resulted in the IT guy finding out and subsequently the entire office.
My man, just find a ditch somewhere at this point. You're done. you're done. You can't recover.
He's having one hell of a week.
Zeke, it's Wednesday.
I keep telling you it's Saturday. What is everyone talking
Well,
about?
it was Wednesday for him.
I'll gladly buy you a burger on Tuesday for a hamburger today. No.
Yes.
I'll pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's a World of Warcraft reference.
It was referencing something a little earlier than that, but yeah, sure.
I heard it in World of Warcraft, so that's what I'm going with. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Listen to this uncultured swine not understanding the deep Popeye lore.
From Popeye?
Yeah,
I thought it was from Monty Python.
No, that's from Popeye. That's spoken by Wimpy.
Who the fuck is Wendy?
Wimpy.
Oh, okay. Well, unlike Wendy, he doesn't have his own chain restaurant, so it's no wonder I forgot about him. I just said unlike Wendy! Why don't you listen to what I'm saying before you correct me? Anyway. Enough of this nonsense. It's time for the lightning round.
Yeah.
This is where we read unpopular opinions on our unpopular opinion. Are these opinions unpopular or popular? Do we agree or disagree? Let us find out now. Okay. Unpopular opinion: if you're having mental health problems, the first thing you should do is do a social media fast. Basically, leave social media. They're saying.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
I guess it depends on what the cause of it is.
Yeah, true. But, like, broadly speaking, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: getting a tan doesn't make you more attractive. It depends.
It depends.
Yeah. I'm going to shut off. The techno is getting a little too intense. All right. Unpopular opinion: Reddit should have negative awards. I agree.
Yes.
If only because it's funny. Unpopular opinion: if a video makes me smile or laugh, I couldn't care less if it's staged or not. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
As people who read obviously fake Reddit posts for a living, I guess we agree. Unpopular opinion: smashing objects when not working properly is perfectly reasonable, not frowned upon. I agree. Let's smash some shit.
I'm a smash.
Unpopular opinion: every sport that's popular in the US is fucking boring.
Sure.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: seagulls are beautiful birds. He thinks birds are real.
Look at this idiot.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: it is infuriating and obnoxious to insist on sharing food or appetizers. It is perfectly okay to order separate dishes. I mean, normally they're trying to save money. That's the point.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion: I don't like when baristas or owners of restaurants remember me. OP is Diavolo. Let's see. Unpopular opinion: I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to imagine a friend while masturbating.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know about it. Yeah, I agree. I don't need to know.
You can do whatever the hell you want in your own mind, but don't talk about it, please. That makes it weird.
It's an unspoken understanding.
Again, you don't say the quiet part out loud.
The key part is the unspoken part. Unpopular opinion: standing up the whole time at concerts is obnoxious. Yeah, well, chairs are expensive, and they don't care about you.
Yeah, like fucking.
Honestly, given how most concerts end, I feel like having chairs would be a safety hazard.
A little bit, yeah. So like, just let people stand up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Unpopular opinion: 2000 to 2010 was actually one of Disney's best eras.
True.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It actually was. There were a lot of really good movies that came out during that period, like, fucking Atlantis Lost Empire, Lilo and Stitch, Fantasia 2000 is actually pretty good.
The Emperor's New Groove.
The Emperor's New Groove is so good! Fucking love that movie. Which, you wouldn't think that movie had the hellish production that it actually did. You would not think that it did.
Comes together well.
Yeah, like, it helps that, like, after a point, Mark Dindal took over and was basically just like, okay, this plan of making, the next Lion King, of making this big, sprawling fantasy epic, it ain't working. I'm gonna make it a buddy comedy. And you know what? It's one of my favorite Disney movies. Everyone can suck my dick. It's good.
Unpopular opinion: criticism is dead and will get you death threats in today's world. OP, I'm gonna fucking kill you. How dare you say that?
Yeah, this dude, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck this dude.
Gonna steal your kneecaps.
I hope you find out a family member has cancer tomorrow. Also, your name is Brungo Chonkies. That's gay.
Brungo Chonkies.
Unpopular opinion: most sports cars look hideous. That's only because they got all the fucking... Yeah, when they're racing they do, because they got all the fucking brands on them. But like when they're naked cars.
Like the actual design of the car is typically really, really nice. And like it's designed to be, aerodynamic so that like it can, it has minimal wind resistance when it's going down the track. But like, yeah, if you look at it in terms of like, the shit that gets put on race cars and shit like that, like, yes, but
sure.
That's it depends on what you're focusing on.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: caressing your foot in public is gross. Who's doing that?
Who's doing that? OP, where do you live? Who's doing that?
I think you just made that up. Unpopular opinion: big pharma has caused more damage to society than big tobacco ever has.
Yes.
Both is
bad.
Both is bad. I mean, you're right, but I mean, it feels like appeal to greater problems here.
A little bit.
Like, it's all bad. It's all bad. Everything's bad. Unpopular opinion: tortilla chips are way better just dipped in the liquid of the salsa.
Bruh.
I don't even like salsa, so
honestly, I prefer like cheese dips and bean dips than salsa.
Yeah. That's what we're about here. Yeah. Unpopular opinion: Air Jordans are ugly sneakers. Well, you don't buy them for the look.
Yeah, like it's strictly like it.
You think people buy Supreme because they like them?
They just get it for the drip.
No, it's not notification. Oh, it's just the fucking weather.
Oh.
Unpopular opinion: the world wants poor nations to exist forever. That's not an unpopular opinion. That's just fact. That's not even an opinion. It's just fact.
This is a reality.
This is our unpopular opinions, not our true facts.
Yeah, there's a completely different subreddit for that.
Let's see. Unpopular opinion: sugar is gross. Well, you're supposed to put it in things. You don't just eat it raw.
I mean, when I was a kid, I occasionally just took a spoon and just...
Unpopular opinion: it is too early for a remake of The Last of Us. That's not unpopular.
I completely agree. Like, is anybody saying that it's not too early?
Sony is.
Well, Sony's opinions don't matter because they're a corporation. You're gonna listen to
Right.
corporate? You're gonna let corporate tell you what to do? Gonna let corporate dictate your life?
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: the Orville has surpassed a lot of even the best Star Trek has to offer. Please let Seth MacFarlane be in charge of the future of Star Trek. I want this idea to gain momentum.
Weren't we literally talking about that like the other week?
Not on the show, we weren't. Yeah.
Yeah, but like we were having a whole conversation about how like the Orville has kind of.
Yeah. Apparently, I've seen it on Twitter that like people are loving season 3 of the Orville. Apparently, it's like barely even a comedy anymore. It's just old school Star Trek.
Which, hey, that's great. That said, I have heard that like Strange New Worlds is at least trying to be more like old school Trek. So like, it seems the Orville's success is making Paramount be like, what if we also did that? What if we also just made Star Trek Star Trek?
Yeah. Let's see. Unpopular opinion: Bob's Burgers is a rare example of a great animated comedy series that happens to not be funny in the slightest. What the fuck do they mean?
What do you mean by that,
mean?
OP?
What do they mean? Kevin, what do they mean?
What do they mean? I don't know what they mean. What do they mean, Zeke?
What do they mean? Fuck it. Craig, what do they mean? What do they mean? Craig, analysis.
Analysis unclear.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Even Craig can't figure it out. And I can't load this
OP,
fucking
what have
page.
you done?
What is their argument? Okay. Here it is. They say the show has a very unique tone and atmosphere which hasn't really been done on other shows, much those animated ones. At its best, it feels like a slightly wackier New Jerseyan twist on King of the Hill. Bob's Burgers is the perfect kind of show to have on in the background as white noise or playing in a separate tab in your browser. Despite its character design being weird, the show still looks aesthetically pleasing compared to other adult animated series these days. There's no try-hard edginess, no awkward attempts at satire, no desire to jump on recent pop culture trends. It is a relatively wholesome, cozy show that knows what it is and doesn't try to be anything else. That said, despite being an animated comedy, it's not funny at all. The best jokes throughout the show garner an exhale through the nose, if at all, and the majority of the younger characters in the show are written horribly to the point they're just annoying, like Gene. The show's comedy has a very safe, noticeably outdated, quirky sense of humor that barely lands, but despite it all, the show's constant pattern of jokes that don't land don't necessarily detract from the quality of it as a whole. I feel like though it's no fault of the creators or writers on the show itself, Bob's Burgers existing in Fox's generally edgier animated lineup has given it unfair expectations and comparisons. I feel like it'd make a lot more sense if the series were on ABC or something.
So what you're telling me, OP, is that you just like the vibes.
Yeah, I guess he just likes the vibes.
Which, totally fair, totally understandable.
I should probably watch Bob's Burgers at some point. I don't know what everyone's talking about. Everyone's talking about Bob's Burgers. I don't really know Bob's Burgers.
I mean, it sounds alright. It seems decent.
Where is it streaming?
That's a very good question. I can check that.
Okay. You do that. I'll look at Reddit. Unpopular opinion: professional bouts lower the quality of our fight porn. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's not what anyone goes to fight porn for. The GameCube is actually an excellent console. Who was saying it wasn't?
Bob's Burgers is on Hulu.
I hate ads. Ads,
Yeah.
Whatever. Unpopular opinion: putting pets through painful surgeries or treatments like radiation and chemo is inhumane.
What, do you want your pet to have cancer?
I'll just kill them? Is that more humane? I guess.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. I don't know.
OP hates their dog, I guess.
Check back on me when I'm in that situation, and I'll tell you how I feel about it. Unpopular opinion: normal isn't an offensive term. No, but
Wow.
normie is.
Well, now as you can see, I'm normal.
I'm offended by that. Unpopular opinion: chocolate is an overwhelming flavor. OP is clearly pro-ZD.
Yeah, what?
He doesn't like chocolate.
He doesn't?
No, do you not watch his videos?
Not a lot. Not frequently.
No, he doesn't really like chocolate very much.
Well, now I know.
Unpopular opinion: McDonald's chicken nuggets are better than the burgers.
The fact's true. Yes.
They're too expensive.
They're still pretty good though.
Unpopular opinion: Beyond and Impossible tastes nothing like beef. I would not.
I haven't tried it before, and I have no plan to.
I have not indulged in that.
Maybe one day I will, but not today.
Unpopular opinion: Oreos would be better without the cream. What are you, a psychopath?
Bro, what the shit?
This is heresy. We used to beat people up for saying stuff like that. Everything's got all topsy-turvy now.
Yeah, I just want to eat the dry-ass, bland cookie part, and I don't want to eat the delicious cream in the middle.
Now, hold on. We don't have to insult the cookie part.
Okay, fair. I do like the cookie part.
Kevin, you went a little too far.
A little
I don't
bit.
know. I'm not sure I believe you. You kind of went hard on the cookie part there.
I mean, it's a matter of comparison.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. Unpopular opinion: you should be allowed to not like something without being called out for being quirky or trying to be cool. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sometimes I just don't like thing that is cool.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: the vast majority of online reviews are written by complete morons.
A lot of them. It's
Just the ones
Sturgeon's law.
Yeah, it's just the ones that get attention. You know, so. Nobody, I mean, everybody's eyes glances over like just normal ass reviews. So, unpopular opinion: it annoys me when restaurant waitstaff refill my drink without me asking for a refill.
It's whatever.
Such a boomer problem. Get over yourself.
Bruh, I'm not gonna fucking complain about getting more drink.
Unpopular opinion: walking alone in a city at night is amazing. I mean, the after hours when even the bars are closed.
I mean, sure.
OP is a man.
I'm a man.
No, I mean, I feel like women would not share that opinion. You know, that's just me. But I'm gonna go to the comments. I want to see. Yeah, everyone's just amazed he's not getting mugged. Oh, there it is. Somebody says, "Not a girl alert! Not a girl alert!" Okay, I just wanted to see that. Okay. I hate, unpopular opinion, I hate when people call art a talent when it is clearly a skill.
It can be both.
Being pedantic. You're being pedantic.
Yeah.
You're a pedantic motherfucker, ain't you? Ain't you? Unpopular opinion: Tom Green was one of the best comics of the 90s and is forgotten about. Clearly, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Whomst?
Who's Tom Green, Kevin?
You know what? I'm gonna look him up. Hold up a fucking second. Let me look up who the fuck Tom Green is.
Unpopular opinion: Netflix doesn't deserve the beating it gets. They do now.
They do now. Oh,
they didn't 3 months ago.
Tom Green is the main character in Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? That's him.
Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. He also wrote and directed the movie.
Oh. Unpopular opinion: crushed peanuts are underrated as fuck. I like them on ice cream.
Yeah, on ice cream, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, the internet's current hatred towards dolphins is really annoying and dangerous? How is it dangerous? I gotta load it. What are they saying? What? Okay, this dude sucks. Never mind.
He wants to get raped by dolphins, I guess.
OP just likes... OP is a rape apologist. Woo. Unpopular opinion, Shrek Forever After is my favorite Shrek. It's a good Shrek.
It's a good Shrek.
Unpopular opinion, SpongeBob was always a stupid show and wasn't funny. Well, I think you're a stupid person and you're never funny, so...
Imagine watching episodes like Chocolate with Nuts or Idiot Box and not thinking it's the funniest shit ever.
Unpopular opinion, true crime is for idiots. Unpopular opinion, I hope you get stabbed.
Hey, I agree with that unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion, I think carpeted bathrooms are superior. Yeah, if you don't live there, maybe.
I've been in a carpeted bathroom. I don't like the carpet. I really don't like the carpet on the carpeted bathroom. No.
My principal used to have a carpeted bathroom in his office.
That is weird.
He was a cool dude. He had a coin collection. We talk about coins.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Then he plays Dreamcast. We were tight.
Bro, your principal had a Dreamcast?
Yeah, he had like Dreamcast pass, you know?
Yo, that's fucking sick.
He's occasionally hand out like the Dreamcast pass. Anyway. Unpopular opinion, Cherry Coke is awful. Cherry Coke is fucking great.
Cherry Coke fucking rocks. In fact, Cherry Cola in general is pretty fucking rad.
I actually think Cherry Pepsi's a little better than Cherry Coke, but they're both good.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, I think potato skins are the best part of the potato. I mean, maybe if you're buying like the TGI Fridays fried potato skins, maybe, but like... If you're just peeling the skin off of raw potato and eating it, I don't see how that's the best part of anything. Unpopular opinion, no teacher, it is sometimes your fault when the students are failing. Yeah, yes, but
I was muted there. Sometimes it is.
Yeah, sometimes but I think the greater point people make when they say that is that they're not being well equipped for the, most of the problems are above them. Is what we're saying.
Yeah,
you're right, but like it's more complicated than that. Unpopular opinion, you should all be eating apple cores. Bro, that's poisonous. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bro, what the hell?
I think he's just telling us all to die.
Yeah, you all should be drinking cyanide right now.
I'll give him props. That's a very creative way to tell everyone around you to die.
You should all start eating apple cores.
Unpopular opinion, I think sports gambling should be illegal. OP is Biff Tannen. You're just butthurt, Biff. You're butthurt, Biff.
Hey, butthead.
Unpopular opinion, we need to stop buying Muso games until they improve.
They have been improving?
They need to improve more.
Like, I'm not
Kevin,
sure.
Kevin, stop buying them. They need to improve.
Okay, like, look, here's the thing. If you're just talking about the mainline Dynasty Warriors series, sure, Dynasty Warriors Die was fucking shit. I get it. But, like, if you start looking at the spin-off Muso games, like, your Hyrule Warriors, your Berserk
Kevin
Band
is
of the
the
Hawks.
Musuo apologist. Tragic.
You're damn right I am. So, but like, if you look at the spin-offs, there's actually a lot of interesting stuff being done there, a lot of iteration, a lot of evolution being done to the game design. Like, if you're strictly talking about Dynasty Warriors as in just the mainline series, and you're not branching out into, like, Samurai Warriors or any of the licensed game spin-offs, then sure, you're going to think it's just been shit the whole time. But, like, it's not been stagnating. There's been a lot of experimentation outside of the mainline Muso series. You just need to branch out more.
Unpopular opinion, the FIFA 16 soundtrack was better than any other. The FIFA 16 soundtrack was better than any other. I didn't realize that anyone who played FIFA had opinions about it. That's weird to me.
Imagine having
assumed it was
opinions
just a
about
thing that
EA
exists.
sports games.
Imagine having opinions about FIFA. Goddamn. Unpopular opinion, Maltesers over Whoppers. I don't know. I'd have to taste them both side by side. That sounds like a fun afternoon.
I have no idea, but sure, I guess.
I've had them both, but I don't remember. I'd have to. I guess we gotta do a taste test.
I guess so. Maltesers versus Whoppers.
Mm-hmm. Unpopular opinion, the sequel trilogy would have at least been a bit better if Rian Johnson stayed director for the final movie.
Or if Colin Trevorrow hadn't left.
Sure. I don't know. That's not what they're posing, Kevin.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is the sequel trilogy needed a consistent vision all the way through, rather than them just making every movie based on the reception of the last one.
Sure.
Like, at the very least, be consistent.
Unpopular opinion, beauty standard doesn't exist, and even it shouldn't be.
OP is M Dum Dum.
I don't know. I don't know.
OP cannot into grammar today. They have the dumb.
Unpopular opinion, cream cheese icing does not belong in red velvet cake. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking talking about? That's like the best place for it to go.
I can't think of two things that were more made for each other.
Bruh, red velvet cake is already delicious, and the cream cheese frosting just like it's so good. What's wrong with you?
It goes together like cream cheese icing and red velvet cake.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. You're insane.
Take the time.
Unpopular opinion. I'm sick and tired of seeing GoFundMe's for dogs.
OP hates dogs.
I'm sick and tired of not having healthcare. So how about you fuck off? Unpopular opinion. Coffee is served too damn hot most of the time. I like mine lukewarm.
See,
what's got to get that hot to make it?
And that is why you go to McDonald's. Because they literally had a fucking lawsuit in the early 90s because their coffee was too hot and they had to turn the temperature on it down.
I mean, it's still pretty hot, though.
Yeah, but like Yeah.
I mean, if they're making this post 3 days ago, I'm assuming they know what McDonald's coffee is like. So, yeah. Yeah, well, it's got to get made, so,
Or maybe never mind.
Unpopular opinion, Yoshi was overpowered as crack back in Super Smash Bros. 64.
He was. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Yoshi was literally S tier in 64. Yeah.
Damn, was he like the Pikachu of his day?
That's funny considering Pikachu was in the same game, but
yeah, but I mean, like in Melee, Pikachu's really good.
Yeah, in Melee, Pikachu's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion, deserts are ugly and aren't even beautiful. You're looking at the wrong... I mean, first of all, not all deserts are made equal. Like, the Mojave is not the Sahara. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, different deserts, like, have different looks and aesthetics.
If you think of desert and you just think like the Sahara, endless sand dunes, there's like nothing fucking there, then yeah, it's not great. But like most deserts aren't really like that. What qualifies as a desert is a lot more than what you think.
Yeah, it's actually quite diverse.
Yep. Diverse desert. Unpopular opinion: companies using the word swag to describe freebies is cringy as fuck. Well, I hate to break it to you, but they got it from us.
Yeah, it's our fault. It's our fault. If you wanna blame anybody, look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. That is definitely a look in the mirror situation. Yeah, we're gonna end on that. I'm not sitting. I'm looking for a good spicy one to end on, but I'm not. Let's just not.
Well, speaking of spicy,
I will say there's a lot of fucking posts slamming Tim Burton today for some reason. Not sure what's up with that.
that's fucking weird. But speaking of spicy, I did just remember that I tried Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot for the first time.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It's pretty good, actually. It's like Code Red, but with like a tickle of heat at the end. It's actually really, really nice.
Interesting.
Like
I
really dig it.
Somebody said the only good Disney live action remake was Cinderella. There was a Cinderella live action remake?
Yeah, and it was mid.
Well, they say it's the best one.
Be courteous and be kind. Be courteous and be kind, or whatever the fuck they said in that movie.
I didn't even realize that happened. When did that happen?
Like, I think 2011, 2012 or something. It was like really early when they started.
Damn, that's like pre-Jungle Book.
It is pre-Jungle Book, yeah. Which, Jungle Book is actually my favorite of the live-action remakes, because it's the only one I was able to sit through and actually kind of liked.
Yeah.
Look. They got Christopher Walken. They got Christopher Walken to play King Louis and do the song.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Somebody says Yoo-Hoo is an awful drink and I'm amazed it's still made. I agree. It sucks. Who's drinking this?
Yeah, I had... So, like, when I was a kid, I thought Yoo-Hoo was pretty cool. But, like, I tried it again a few years ago and I'm like, oh, this is just
right.
like... This
I
is just like...
I think I remember the Kevin Tries Yoo-Hoo saga.
Yeah, I tried it again and I'm like, this is just really, really weak chocolate milk.
Okay, somebody says fight videos involving minors should be illegal and prosecuted the same as child porn?
What the fuck?
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
No!
No.
No!
No. What
No.
the fuck? What's wrong with you?
OP, why are you comparing child porn to kids beating each other up? What are you... Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
You are what's the you're making light of child porn is what you're doing.
What the
What? If you can't see a difference between those two things, you're weird.
You're weird and you need to reevaluate many, many things in your life. OP, what the hell?
That's gonna be the show.
I think it's good to end there, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy, actually. Sorry, you keep talking. I'm gonna let Craig do the outro.
Yeah, like that was just, oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm flabbergasted. I don't know how this person decided to I don't know how this person thought that was a good idea. How that
Mm-hmm.
I'm bitch is flabbergasted.
Yep.
I'm flabbergasted. But yeah, no, Yoo-Hoo fucking sucks.
This has been
Damn it.
the Baka Gaijin show. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to leave comments or questions for us to read on the show, email us at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com.
And I got confused there. Or you can follow us on Twitter at ZekeFreak and at CTremander. Craig doesn't have a Twitter.
Unfortunately.
He's one of those guys. You can also like and comment and subscribe and all the fun stuff so you can come back here next week and listen to us talk about, I don't know, more inane bullshit, I guess. You like blowjob stories? Apparently we're full of those. Just Full of blowjob stories, we are.
So many blowjob stories around here.
Specifically this week. I don't know what next.
Yeah,
Well, that's the fun, though. What will next week bring, Kevin?
What's the theme?
There's always a theme. But anyway, yeah, thanks for listening to the Baka Gaijin show. You're great.
We like
Stay tuned
you.
for the next one. Yeah. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you for listening to the Baka Gaijin show. Zeke Freak out. Ciao, ciao for now.